I know.
I guess I'll be the moderator since I have control of the Zoom meeting. And I'm obviously the most intelligent and mature of all of us. So that makes me the perfect candidate to be the moderator.
Do you want to kick this off?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 200th episode live stream where we're going to have a whole bunch of ex-guests. Not our favorites, not our least favorites. Are totally our favorites. Everyone who didn't get back to me is a scumbag, and they should have.
We didn't reach out to anyone except our favorites.
Yeah, anybody who you don't see is dead to us and the podcast.
We didn't. You and it's ranked. So the people who appear first are our most favorite, and the people who appear later in the episode, we don't fucking like that much.
Suckers.
Totally. Nice. And we decided the best way to start this off was Matt and Kynan, both past guest hosts. I only remember Matt, the cheesemonger Matt from episode 135, because I made a special logo for it because I wanted to use the word cheesemonger. Keenan's been on what, 3-4 times?
Heyo. This is my third time. Maybe fourth?
At least 3 times.
Oh.
I think you were even on pre-video, weren't you?
Yep. Yeah, we recorded one at my house.
Nice. Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so
hey, wait. Wait.
What?
Hey, Internet. Welcome to episode 200 of Outrage Factory, the podcast where we look at the things that made people mad online and explain why they're dumb for caring. I'm your co-host, Derek Bolin.
I'm your other co-host, Dr. Feels Nice.
And not Dr. Feels Good.
No, that's proprietary, and
that's
feels okay.
And feeling Dr. good is a goal too high for me to shoot for.
Guys, I just want you to know that I have brought a very special guest for this episode. Please welcome John Cena.
Hey!
Right here.
I see him. Hi, John. How are you?
Can you see him?
I see him.
He's really happy to be here.
You? Nice.
John, cut or uncut?
Wait, is that what's on your mind, man?
No, it's the only thing I want to ask John Cena.
Yes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 15-minute increments, and we'll have past guest hosts come in and talk about whatever they want. If it's a subject they hold near and dear to their heart that is not the convoy, because we have a non-convoy guarantee, just like those radio stations that had the no Nickelback guarantee.
The convoy's over anyways. They killed it. It's done.
And we don't want to talk about that or the protesters or any of that bullshit.
The boy con.
Yeah, you can totally talk about that.
It's the convention for boys.
What?
And one other,
where did you voyage to?
You get one topic, and you also have to have general well wishes for Dale and I commemorating our 200th episode. So
congratulations
has to tell us how fucking great we are.
That wasn't in the agreement, but
that's pretty crazy, guys.
Yeah, it was too cringy for me to ask people to compliment us, so I did it.
I have no problem with cringy, man.
Old shameless Derek over here.
Hey, there were some cringy ones in the past. What was the one you guys pretended you were like doing things to each other? Doing
straight and doing things to each other.
There was an episode where half of it you guys talked about having sex with each other. If it was a possibility.
You're gonna have to get more specific.
Wait, Kynan, if that makes you uncomfortable, you're the bad guy here, not us.
I listen to it regularly.
Broadcast that they did. It's a different broadcast that they did.
We have a whole other podcast dedicated to
OnlyFans.
It's just your OnlyFans site. It's not really. But
so we'll try to keep this on the rails as much as possible. No promise. Hey, but if it ends up being fucking chaos, that's exciting too. And
are we all going to show if we're uncut or cut on the podcast?
Yes. Matt, you're going to start. Show us everybody your penis, and we'll rate it.
We don't want to get canceled from YouTube.
Guys, no, we're just going to get Matt to show it, and none of us are going to show
it. Oh, okay.
I got it. The only one canceled. It'll just turn into a black square.
Yeah. We'll be like, oh, look,
I think
Matt supports BLM all of a sudden.
Kynan, I know the answer.
I'm sure
I think
I've seen
all know the answer for each other's penises.
All right, gentlemen. What's What's going on? What's going on in your
10
world?
minutes left.
Oh wow.
I
Like I said,
I brought a list of topics.
let's
Okay.
use Matt's
Matt, are you-
topics
yeah, are
because
you
I am
reading notes?
unprepared.
Fluffy tails versus no tails on dogs.
On dogs?
This
Fluffy.
is a Brit topic.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
That's the topic of the week.
gotta
it
have a tail.
depends. Because if we're going by tails on their own, I'm going floofy tails. But if we're going to dogs, the cutest dogs always have the dock tails, like boxers, Boston Terriers,
With the nub that just wiggles.
Dobermanians.
This is the question if it's humane
what?
or not.
Doberman.
Tails?
Keaton's talking, guys.
That
Don't
is
cut him off.
that is a Doberman Pomeranian cross.
Doberanian. That would be cute as fuck.
I gotta
Sorry,
see what this is a thing.
Doberman.
Pretty sure it's less common to cut the tails off of boxers now.
Yeah, but
Oh,
yeah,
fuck,
I
it's
think
real.
the whole animal rights thing made it so
It would
people
have to
don't.
be a min pin that had sex with a Pomeranian. I feel. I think Dobermans would just crush them.
Look, no,
All
look,
right.
you can
5
also
minutes in and we're being pedantic.
can someone answer a question for me? When
Mhm.
they crossbreed dogs,
Yeah,
do they just like mix them up, like mix up their genes in a lab, or do they actually
they
make the
can do
dogs?
that. Or if you have a bigger dog and a smaller dog, I think you have to have the female being the bigger one, so that
Yes,
the
makes sense.
womb
It
that the
doesn't
puppy
die.
grows in is
right.
bigger.
And
Checks
the small
out.
dog's kind of like the cuck. And then
Yeah.
they bring the bulldog.
Bulldog. And the other big dog of the same species is sitting on a chair in the corner
Crying.
watching
Just sitting in
or
the
crying.
corner.
Yeah.
The most awkward part is someone has to hold the lower dog because it can't reach, and they have to just be
Oh.
like,
That's the fluffer. They have a fluffer for that.
yeah. Maybe they use like a turkey baster, but a dog-sized one.
That would actually make real sense.
I'm enraged. This is all
Like it.
inhumane.
Did we
Chicken.
already get derailed? What were we
Yeah.
talking about?
That's how
Yeah, what
we're talking about
floofy
dog
tails?
tails.
We're talking
Right.
about tails.
Woo!
and
Dog
we were talking
tails.
about dog pucks, I think. And keeping toddlers entertained.
It sounds
Oh.
like their job.
Yeah. They do
Yeah,
it.
don't you have two of them?
Don't you
Yeah.
guys have
but
phones to just give
Yeah,
them?
that's easy. Just put on a cartoon.
Yeah, YouTube. Nothing bad on YouTube.
And then strap them
Lately,
into a
they've been
seatbelt or
watching
something and some kind of-
videos of they want Paw Patrol, but they don't want Paw Patrol the cartoon. They want Paw Patrol the toys on YouTube.
Oh, they want.
It's like grown
Oh, like
people.
videos. Yeah.
playing with Paw Patrol toys.
Yeah, but here's
There's a
do you know
market for
how
this?
much do you know how much money those people are making? It's like an adult man playing with Paw Patrol video or toys on YouTube is probably clearing like $1 million a year.
It's
easily.
so creepy. You can see their like hairy knuckles.
Heady knuckles.
They're like
I got no problem with
Hairy knuckles or shaved knuckles?
well, you'd think that they would shave for it, but no.
Why would Matt, if you were recording a child's toy video for YouTube, would you shave your knuckles?
I wouldn't need
beforehand?
to. I don't think my knuckles are like to that point.
What?
Yeah.
Like they're not hairy?
Kynan, do you have a
I don't think
topic?
he's got a lot of hair on his doink.
Show them knucks, boys.
Wow, those
Right.
are. I do not have hairy knuckles.
Knucks out for the
I have,
nuts.
like,
Knucks out.
Pink.
What is that?
Uh,
Matt, you got chubby little baby fingers. Why are-
do you entertain your toddlers with your baby little fingers?
Yeah, are you like, hey, I'm one of you?
that's
We're
why
all
they-
the same in here.
That's why they relate to me. They think I'm just a giant adult toddler.
I'm
Baby
one
hands.
of you.
Derek, do we already have confusion?
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
Kate
I
just said
didn't. I
she's-
canceled. Kate didn't want to cook dinner for me, so she's gonna come on in her original time slot. Sorry,
Okay.
sorry, podcast listeners, for this riveting scheduling.
So
I was thinking
Tenille's
just
still
keep
coming
us
on.
all
next.
We'll
on and
still
keep
have
piling
Tenille
on the
after
guests
this,
so
yes.
we can all talk over each other.
So what are you?
It'd be the best 200th podcast ever.
I love it. You guys should just be here
Party.
the whole time, the whole fucking 2 hours,
Beyond here, I agree.
and we can talk about
'Kay.
Matt's chubby fingers. the
Wait, did you
entire
guys talk
episode.
about Gassy Jack last week?
No, we didn't.
No,
Yeah. Gassy Jack got
Gassy Jack, who was
gassed.
not named Gassy Jack
Right.
for farting a lot.
He wasn't?
They toppled him.
So Gassy Dale's out of the question? Oh,
No,
I heard a
that's
thing
still-
that that statue was gonna be removed like officially and like slowly. And like the First Nations community had been talking to the city and stuff, but then people were just like, fuck waiting, which I respect. I'm totally behind it. Just
It was like
down.
National Women's Day or something like
Yeah.
what was
Yeah.
down on? Right.
Something like that.
National.
It was
wedded
in
a,
like
12-year-old or something.
Oh, we should definitely look this up because it's a thing.
You know what
But
was
yeah, it
really
would be
cool
like-
is like 2 days later, I have a friend that's like videographer for skateboarding, and there was like a bunch of dudes just doing rad ass tricks off of the little mount that was
making
nice.
the most of it.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it was National Women's Day.
Yeah, you don't have we don't have statues to like Jeffrey Epstein up or around. Like those would probably be taken down pretty quick. And the Gassy Jack was pretty much the Epstein of his day. So respect to that.
Yeah.
You don't put your Jeffrey Epstein statues out, Derek?
I mean, I have private ones. I sit them on the chair in the corner of my room so that
They're like those Mendel children.
I can cuck the what? What?
What are those little dolls that you put on your mantle? The Mendel toys.
little mantle dolls. Yeah.
They tore down the Gassy man. Is that what happened?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
basically
the
just like
statue.
toppled. And I'm
He's
all
gone.
for this. Like
He's
if
gone
we
from
ever
Gastown.
want to top, like I'm all for toppling statues. Fucking anytime, any place. Even if they had toppled that Terry Fox statue at the Freedom Convoy protests, like fuck statues.
Mhm.
I got nothing against Terry Fox.
I got a
just
dad
don't.
joke to throw in.
Okay. Let's hear
What do
your
you
dad
call an anti-vax nanny?
joke. What?
Mrs. Doubtpfizer.
That's the dadliest. Dadly joke, bro.
That goes out to Al Bolin.
He's
Nice.
I'm sure he appreciated it. You're a real dad.
Oh,
right.
snap.
All right, gents. What's we got 3 minutes left. You want to say nice things about me and Dale on 200 episodes and how this podcast
Yes.
Tell us which one you like better.
I'm very
Let's get this
proud you
real
guys
awkward
don't
right off.
persevered. And you kept going
you have to.
all the way to 200, never giving up.
Yes.
And when did you
When
guys
we
start this?
should have.
How
Like
long
5
ago?
years
Four-
ago.
4 or 5 years
Before
ago.
we all
yeah.
turned 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we're
We-
all 40 and not giving a fuck anymore, right?
Yeah.
No, we are definitely not. I hope we're not giving a fuck. I just assumed we all were.
Now that you're 5 years in, do you have any regrets?
Yes.
Starting the
Starting
podcast.
in the first place?
Doing it.
Not having a specific way for this to make us money or
I
get
actually wish
us
more
a
people would
sponsorship or
listen to this podcast or discover it because it's
Tell the
great.
world,
It's a great
Kynan.
idea.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm one of your
Preach
biggest
into the
fans.
choir, man.
Compliment.
I'm one of the
Yeah,
biggest
like,
fans.
no,
I've
I mean,
watched
it's
at least
interesting. It's a-
45% of 10 of your podcasts.
Nice.
Yeah,
Kynan,
Matt,
that's
you're part
probably
of
the
the
best
problem.
It's
compliment you could have
entertaining,
given
it's
us.
hilarious, and you get like something new out of the week from it. Like it's
And we're handsome.
And we are.
yeah. Well, now that it's on camera,
We're super.
Hey.
Yeah. Couldn't appreciate it as much before. Kynan, thanks
Yeah.
so much for the kind words. Matt, fuck you.
I think I
Quickly,
talked over
which
him,
one of
so-
us do you like better as your best man?
As my best man,
Oh yeah, all your
Kynan.
best men are here.
Keenan's
Yeah,
the best man.
Woo!
that's the answer.
Damn it, Matt. That's not
That's
what you
the
told
answer.
me. Did you just tell me I was your favorite so I would give you can?
I told you all that separately. I took you aside and I was like, Derek, you're my favorite best man.
He
And
did, yeah.
Same with all
I
of
He
you.
respect
told it to
that,
all
yeah.
of us, and then we had that moment at the wedding where we were
Mhm.
like, "What? He said that to you? He said that to me." And
I had a
yeah.
list of best man duties, and I have to say, you guys did not do one thing on the entire list.
Hey, I had a speech.
No one did.
best man.
Was
I
there?
got them off
I
the
don't
internet.
remember
What
that.
should a best man do? And
In
so-
our defense, we were all exceptionally drunk when this was
Extremely.
supposed to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
We all got in the hot tub. Rub a dub dub. 4
Dale's
men in a
speech.
tub.
4 men in the tub.
Four
Uh,
men doing tummy
There's
sticks.
definitely some memorable moments from that wedding.
And we had our Epstein
And the bachelor
statue
party.
Okay.
watching.
So that's
off to the side.
15.
All right, gents.
How are we gonna do this smoothly? Just kick you guys out?
We're gonna get the fuck out. Thanks for being a guest on Outrage Factory and for listening.
Thanks for coming,
we
guys.
appreciate you guys.
Stay angry.
Thanks a lot.
Nice, Kynan, with the catchphrase.
And with Kynan.
Okay.
All right.
I'm just gonna boot you guys out.
Fuck off now.
Where
Bye.
Bye, guys. I love you. I love you both.
Love you too.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Aw. Let's get in
wait,
the hot tub
no.
soon.
You guys have to leave
Yeah.
because if I remove you, it makes it look like you were.
We have
like,
to actually leave.
Yeah.
Because if I remove
we
you,
should've.
it'll report you to Zoom and like you guys were a problem.
That's fine. You should see what else they get up to on Zoom.
All right. Well, bye.
Bye.
Dale.
Hey,
That
Tenille's
one-
coming in. I just admitted her. I hope
Did you?
I hope she didn't join and then walk away. Oh, Kynan Foster's here as a picture. Hi,
Keenan's
Tenille.
still lurking in the
I'm
background.
trying to get. I haven't used this in so long. See, there it is.
There you go.
Hello.
Tenille,
Hi.
hello.
Did you hear us?
Hi. Yes.
Number one fan,
Our
Tenille.
longtime number one fan and the only person who has almost lost their job because of Outrage Factory.
No.
Finally
Well,
getting
it
on an episode.
it was a job from a past, or it was the boss from a past
That-
job who made it awkward, which I would rather get fired than have awkward conversations personally.
That was an ex-boss. It's all good. That was actually really weird because I hadn't talked to that ex-boss in like 15 years, and all of a sudden he appeared in the chat on your guys' podcast, and I was like, "What the hell?"
What is going on? Worlds collide. And now he's a
personally-
fan and he
Yeah,
listens
yeah, no,
all
yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
I love the fact that all of your ex-bosses are watching our podcast. Everybody's
Yeah.
ex-boss who they're personally connected to should watch this podcast and get in on the comments.
I'm just really excited to see you guys after, I don't know what it's been, like 15 years since we've
Yeah.
talked or seen each other.
Since we've like verbally spoken to each other, yes. We talk. Tenille kicks my ass at Wordle every fucking day.
Oh my God. Dude,
Yeah.
how about
No,
this? Have you
no.
guys noticed how cunty Wordle is lately since New York Times took over?
What,
Like
with the words?
Agora, the words, they're like smart people words that I'm not good at.
Dale, we're on to, what is it, Quirtle now? So
Quirtle,
I
yeah.
mean, step
That's
aside Wordle. We're on to Quirtle now. So
Oh, we do 4 once.
I only have to solve one word.
Oh, it's a hard word. I love you guys are poo-pooing. You're like, oh yeah,
So
one word
guys,
is hard.
guys, so I just want to talk a bit about why I love watching you guys on your podcast.
Fuck
'Cause-
yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
So first of all, okay, I've known you guys for probably about 25 years. I was thinking about this today when you guys invited me on. I think I met you guys when I was probably 12 or 13 years old. So
Uh-huh.
it's a long time ago.
That's
And when what?
Let's not.
Nothing.
Let's read.
What?
Let's.
What?
nothing.
You,
is,
you were 18 when we started hanging out. It's
No.
fine.
I was like 12 years old.
I mean, it's weird that we met 25 years ago and I'm only 29 right now. So
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
how that math
Yeah, that's
adds
how
up.
the math.
And so when I watch you guys on here, it brings me back to when we were like kids. I feel like you guys haven't changed at all. So it's like back to memory lane, sitting on the school bus when we were like teenagers. The way that you guys talk to each other is exactly the way you guys talk to each other when you guys were like 16 years old. So
I mean,
like-
I'd argue that it's true.
I'm going to take this as a compliment in that
Yeah.
we are very consistent in that we are not mature.
I feel like she's just telling me I have a youthful glow and I'm handsome, right?
Yeah, she said you look the same as you
Yeah,
did
when I was
25 years
16.
ago as a 4-year-old.
Except
No, but
I
it-
have like halfway facial hair.
but you know how people always say, like, you know, when you don't see somebody for like 10 years and then you see them again and it's like you pick right up where you started. That's what I feel like when I hear you guys talk. It's just like, yep,
Oh, nice.
that's Derek and Dale. Nothing's changed.
It really has not.
Nope, nothing, and nothing will forever.
Only now we got microphones and an audience on the internet. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we don't have to make people awkward at the mall. We could just shoot it out to the void of the internet.
Wait, what do you
And
mean?
I was gonna ask Dale if he remembers when we used to live around the corner from each other in Enderby.
Yeah.
And you know, look at Derek's face. He doesn't want me to like bring up old stories.
Don't bring up old stories.
Yeah.
And when you guys used to break me out of my house, when I was
she
like
was
14.
18, as an 18-year-old, I want to add,
As an 18-year-old.
I'm just like, all of your stories are about how we were corrupting this, like,
No,
your mom's not watching this, is she?
girl. Yeah, like,
No, it's okay. My mom's not on Facebook. Because I think my mom hated you guys.
Yeah, understandable.
Giving your underage daughter alcohol.
If my 14-year-old daughter ever hangs out with like whatever her equivalent of Dale and Derek are, I will chain her in the basement. She will not leave the house.
You know what? Yeah. It was all good memories for me, and it was a lot of fun.
That's
and
good.
I always say when you guys graduated and left town and left us, I think I was still in like grade 10 when you guys like graduated.
Tenille, Jesus Christ, let's stop anchoring these discussions around age and just say where we were.
What does age matter anymore? Isn't your wife like even younger than me?
Yeah, but once you get to this point, it's okay. But when you're like,
that's wild. I never even thought about it like that. That Kate's younger than Tenille.
Kate's younger, yeah. Significantly, I think. No,
I think Andrea is too, because Andrea is 6 years younger than me. She is.
Yeah, so like
we traded Tenille in for the younger model. Sorry, Tenille.
Tenille, did you come prepared with the topic to discuss that wasn't how Dale and I were lecherous old men in our late teens?
Don't I always have something to say in the comments?
Yeah, you do actually.
You can also take this opportunity to just like fact check the past 200 episodes where you've been like helpfully in the comments being like, you guys are wrong about basically everything you say.
I think I have diamond status on this podcast.
You do, yes.
I like how they added that. But I remember, like, I listened to your podcast for a long time back in the day where it was like you had to download it and it wasn't a live stream, which I'm so glad it's a live stream now, because I was remembering back when we used to travel for work, I would download it. I would listen to your podcast on the airplane while I was traveling for work. And I used to sit on the plane and I would just like get so freaking angry. And I would like, I would literally take notes, and I think I would like send them to Derek like afterwards, because
that's like what my brother does.
You guys can't talk about this shit.
He'll listen to it, and while he's listening to it, because he doesn't have Facebook, so he listens to it later. And so I'll be at work and I'll just get these texts about what I said that was wrong, and I'll be like,
yeah.
And then I'll have to be like, oh yeah, he's talking about the podcast.
Or I would tell Derek what to tell Dale that I was mad about. Or I would be sitting there laughing hysterically on the airplane. So I've been listening to you guys for a while. Yeah. But yeah, no, there was a few things. I was texting Derek the other day because I was like, are you watching Severance on Apple Plus? Because this show is so crazy. And I guess I don't think either of you guys are watching Severance.
I don't have Apple Plus.
Yeah,
me either.
You guys got to get it. Just watch the show. It's with Adam Scott from Parks and Rec, and Ben Stiller is actually directing it, which it's not a comedy in any degree. But I know you guys aren't watching it, but I wanted to pose a question, because the premise of the show is that it's kind of like this weird kind of sci-fi thriller, and it's about people who get this implant put in their brain, so they basically have two separate memories and identities. So there's a work you and an outside you. And so these people have volunteered to get an implant in their brain, so that there's a person that goes, that lives at work, and there's a person that lives, in the outside world. So that the work you only exists at work, and the outside you only exists like in the outside world. And so it's about like work-life balance. And so the person who lives at work only has work memories from like 9 to 5 and doesn't know what like the outside you does, and vice versa. And the question is, would you do this?
100%.
Really?
I feel like I would. Yeah. Like I'm like, I feel like it would make me a more efficient worker if I didn't have to like make small talk and talk. Like tomorrow, I'm going to have meetings for the first 4 hours of my day. And for every single one of those meetings, it's going to be like, so how was your long weekend? What did you do? And everyone will make bullshit small talk. So if I didn't have to like get distracted by life outside of work, I could be a more efficient worker. And then I could also just be like, Dale, what the fuck? Why are you making that face?
I'm just laughing.
And then you could also like never, and I think this is where the big benefit would be, never have to think about work when you're not like, you wouldn't be like waking up at 10 p.m. or waking up. I'm still awake at 10 p.m. by the way, everyone. I'm cool. I'm cool and I stay up late. You wouldn't be like at 10 p.m. be like, oh fuck, I got to do this thing tomorrow, or oh, I just thought about something for work. And Tenille, not to out you, but you work in HR, correct? So
I do.
I'm wondering if you, and I'm not going to out your employer, but it's for a larger corporation, and I'm wondering if you would want people to if you would want your employees to get that done. I just turned it back on you. Dale, you can answer the question first.
Me personally, one of my favorite parts of my job is I get to be Dale at 11 at my job and make dick jokes with my coworkers because I'm a welder. So like there's this like 63-year-old man, and every day from across the shop, I'm just like, and then he laughs and fingers me back. So it's like my job, I would say no, because I on purpose try to be the same person at home as at work. And there's only
but you still have the same personality.
You be the same person.
You're the same person. Your body goes back and forth, and you just don't have you don't have the memory of what you do. You have like your innie you and your outie you is what they call it.
Is that what they call it?
Do they have a perverted way to say it? Because that sounds way too clean.
Okay, but get this. So they've only released the first 2 episodes, and the thing is I think this company is making these people do something really, really bad inside the workplace.
Yeah, 100%.
There'd be no.
But that'd be fine as long as I didn't know about it. Like if I could like walk away and be like I was unaware of what was happening, then I would probably do bad shit at work. Oh, I wanted to wish everyone a happy, on that note, Russian reunification day.
Why did Biden go, or not Biden? Did Putin go into what's this call it?
Yeah, they're invading.
Ukraine? The war's starting.
Yeah. They're like they have.
Is it a war? Or is it like a sanctions thing?
I mean, it will be. It will be a war.
Is it?
I don't think it's. We're not quite there yet.
Is it like reading stuff online?
Well, no, because they're claiming there's 2 areas of the Ukraine that are they're like separatists, like they want to rejoin the Russian Federation. So Russia is just basically like, those are ours now. Those belong to us.
Okay.
And then there's probably going to be a war over it. Tenille, would you get the weird fucking procedure done?
I love my job.
Well, you can love your job and still be like, I mean, I really like my job, but I don't want to like, she's just worried that her current bosses are like, she's on this episode.
Guys,
You see her.
I listen to Joe Rogan while I work. So if I get this implant, I won't remember any of Joe Rogan's super good.
That's a plus.
Wisdom.
That's a plus.
So I'm out.
Dale, you're not allowed to talk about Joe Rogan while I'm on.
Okay, I'm sorry. Fine. I won't be able to listen to Tim Dillon and remember that because he's my second favorite podcaster.
All of that would be okay if you didn't remember ever listening to a Joe Rogan episode outside of work. The world would be a better place.
What about conspiracy audiobooks?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. If I could keep conspiracy audiobooks that I listen to at work, then yeah, I would.
As long as they're not narrated by Joe Rogan.
Last important question.
Mm-hmm.
What's better, Enderby or Salmon Arm?
Fuck. Are you kidding? Come on, fuck off. You knew that Dale was going to be on. Like the numbers here do not agree with me, but Salmon Arm was like the metropolitan area that people from Enderby go to when they're like, oh, we need to go out for a night on the big city. And Enderby,
you know what the best part about that whole scenario is, Derek? Is we could just leave and go home back to Enderby where stuff made sense.
What?
Dale, this is like the first time ever the Enderbeans outweigh the Salmon Armians on the podcast, right?
Samarmians. Yeah. Good thing we got you right after because we just had like 3 Salmon Armians against one.
The people in the comments are backing me up. So
have you ever had another Enderbean on the podcast?
No, you are the first.
Enderbean.
Yeah, you're the.
and we're making it a thing, baby. Tenille, we're at 6:30. I just want to say we truly appreciate your friendship and your fandom and your fact checking and you repping in the comments for probably the majority of our 200 episodes. And we hope continue listening. And we will absolutely have a all Tenille episode sometime in the near future and like finally get you on as a real ass guest.
Because we got to talk about Britney Spears. So
yeah. And you back me up against Dale's awful Joe Rogan takes. So we can.
What's
that? We're not giving that any airtime if I'm coming back on.
All right.
Okay. The only awkward thing is Tenille is you have to leave because if I remove you, you might get reported to Zoom.
Okay.
I'm
out.
Okay.
Bye, Tenille. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Ender Bean. Who we got next, Dale?
We got Geoff Gauthier coming in.
Fucking Goats.
Jeffy Goats, who has been on Outrage Factory, I think, once or twice.
Jeffy Goats. Yeah, he's been on Outrage Factory a couple times. And he's also,
mostly on the Dale Show.
He is a guy. Hey, Geoff.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Young boy, is your father home?
Oh my god. Yeah.
That's the first time I've seen you post beard.
In the classic Dale analogy, he was like, your face is so facey. I'm like, yeah.
It's more 85% more face.
Yeah, totally, right?
How long did you have a beard for, Geoff, before you recently shaved?
September 2019 is when I last shaved.
Oh wow.
That was only 2 years worth.
Three years and a little bit. Yeah, and I trimmed it a lot too, right? So yeah, so this is a week in now, and
what do your motorbike friends think?
Oh, I haven't seen them. It's not motorbike season, so I don't know what they'll.
When you go,
that's why you did it. I don't need this face warmer.
That's right. Yeah, it's already. It is weird though. It's very weird. It was brushing on my jacket collar, and I was just like, "Oh, this is awful."
Oh yeah. And then or like when you wear like headphones and it rubs across your stubble, you can like hear it.
So I wear this like necklace sometimes, and when I'm working out, it like my beard used to stop the necklace when I want to do push-ups and burpees and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It would stop it from going anywhere, and now I'm like it's in my mouth while I'm doing push-ups. And I'm just like, this is so dumb. Yeah, totally right. Like stuck
Is this why people don't wear jewelry to work out?
That's why people don't wear jewelry to work out. That's
why people don't work out.
Totally.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
Yeah.
Nice.
200th, you guys. That's freaking amazing.
Thanks, bud.
I think I've listened to pretty much all of them. So
yeah, you are one of our big listeners. Thank you so much for supporting us.
It's a testament to our perseverance in the face of no listenership and bad opinions and poor production quality. Like all the reasons.
Man, it's the laughs though, right? Like the production quality, who cares? It's just like I'll be listening to it. And Dale getting things wrong is my favorite thing.
Oh yeah.
What?
That could be a whole
podcast are you listening to?
Last week was it's the SR-71. That's the fucking spy plane, man.
There you go.
What was it? S-71? S-41?
No, it was the Japanese.
The spy thing. Yeah. Or not the spy thing. Sorry. Now
don't make me Google it again.
S-17?
S-17. Yeah.
Or
anyway, whatever.
N-17.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
the SR-71 is a dope ass spy plane though. You got to.
It is really, really cool. It's really cool. Yeah.
That's why I got mixed up because that was like the first. I think that was the first like stealth bomber, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the first iteration. Yeah. Then the second one was that flying wing version, which I can't remember the name of it.
See, the problem is at work when I listen to podcasts and they talk about historical stuff, it lasts for like it's like Jello. It lasts for 5 minutes and then it just all kind of crumbles together. And I listened to a podcast that talked about the first spy plane and a different podcast that talked about the secret Japanese like wartime atrocities. And then they just kind of mingled together.
Yeah, it just becomes one thing. Yeah,
they start with an S and both have a 7. It's like
so you're already screwed.
You you're out of,
totally. Not a whole lot at this point. Yeah. What's new, guys? What do you want to talk about today?
What do you want to talk about today, Geoff?
Right. So my task was to be outraged by one thing this week that wasn't the trucker convoy.
Yes.
So I drove back from Kamloops actually this morning, and I saw them out in Abbotsford, like I don't know, 6 or 7 kilometers worth of Canadian flags on white diesel pickups running down the highway.
They're still at it, hey?
Still at it today.
They're just driving.
Yeah, they're driving from Vancouver toward Abbotsford out toward Chilliwack.
I mean, especially
And
with
then
gas. With gas prices, what they are right now.
Oh my god!
Like, what are
Diesel's
you doing?
cheaper?
Yeah.
I feel like let them, because the convoy is single-handedly going to counteract inflation by buying all this.
By buying all the gas. Yeah, totally. Okay, so I do have one. Here we go. So this is like near and dear to my heart. And this is this is a different level of outrage. So this isn't outrage like I'm mad at anything in particular. I'm mad at the person in this story. So the story is, and if you stop me if somebody already brought this up previously in the episode, junior hockey player gets lifetime ban after punching referee in the face.
I saw the clip.
You saw the clip? Yeah.
I
right?
didn't
Yeah.
see the clip. Was it like a big
Bang!
one?
Well, the ref
Why?
went down, but they got back up again. So
Why did he punch him?
So for a penalty. And so we've all been there. This is where I'm mad. Every hockey player who's ever played hockey knows you don't touch the ref. You just don't. You don't. If it's an accident, sure, whatever. These things happen. If you're trying to break up a fight, you pop them one by accident. It's not your fault because you're in the thrill of it and everything. But this was like deliberate on the way to the penalty box, just an absolute corker. And so I take issue with that because anyone now this player, Paul Halloran of the United States Premier Hockey League, is facing a lifetime ban on from hockey, like from amateur junior hockey, which will eventually affect your chances at like going any further in hockey at any point, right? So we've all been there. I've wanted to absolutely punch a ref, but the thing you learn very early on in hockey is you can never change a ref's decision. You got to fucking live with it.
Especially not by punching them.
Especially not by punching.
That's not the way to change their minds.
Yeah, even Dennis Weidman couldn't change that ref's opinion.
Dennis Weidman couldn't change that. So that's the bone I have to pick with the world this week. You know better. Everyone who's ever played hockey knows better. You're now affecting your chances. I'm outraged by this guy thinking he can take the law into his own hands just by corking a referee. Uncool.
Yeah, that's
outraged.
Well, and like the clip I saw, so it was like the puck was getting like cleared up the boards, and he was in a position to tip it into fucking what, and he was backing up, and the ref was like in his way, so he runs into the ref skating, and then the ref blows the play dead and gives him a penalty for running into the ref that was. It was I get how the play developed, and I get his frustration with it, but also like you can't, like you said, you can't
touch the ref.
Can't punch a coach. You can't punch a ref.
Isn't it the ref's responsibility to get out of the play though?
It is, but
but they're not. They're part of the play. So so that's the thing. Referees, coaches, managers, stick people, anybody who's like ancillary to the play, the timekeepers, you can't touch them. They're part of the play of hockey.
No, I mean, but if he was backing up and accidentally hit the
doesn't
ref
matter.
And didn't get out of the way.
The ref tries their best to get out of the way. There's times you can't get out of the way as well.
I just don't see how that's a penalty though.
Hockey's a fast game.
It's a fast game. That was for something else. But anyway,
he didn't get a penalty for hitting the ref.
It wasn't for hitting the ref. You don't get a penalty for hitting
sorry.
the ref. It was for
I
something else
I
off
thought
the play.
He got the penalty for hitting the ref, and that's why I was like, well, the ref should have just got out of the way.
Like Derek said, he missed his chance or his opportunity to get the puck, and I think he was pissed about that. So
yeah. How old was this guy? Like 50?
20, like in 20-ish, 20 years. It's basically after high school, but before college.
Oh, fuck off. I thought
it's that gray period. He's like 20 years old.
Junior B. Yeah, 20 years old.
And we all
definitely know better.
We all know 20-year-old men are really well at controlling their anger. So
great at making excellent decisions.
Yeah,
this guy
especially like in the heat of battle.
Yeah, this guy should have listened to some Jordan Peterson and just made his bed.
Fuck, come on.
Oh my god.
Are you just trolling?
He would have been more emotionally balanced.
Next week on the Dale Show. Nice job pumping your tires for the other podcast.
Next week on the Dale Show, Geoff refuses to come back because Dale talked about Jordan Peterson.
I'll just wear it. Nobody will recognize me anyway. I'll change my glasses and be Guy Incognito.
Yeah.
I'm Guy Incognito. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I had. That's
what you had.
Good.
Are you outraged? What would you how has reaction been to you? I'm gonna bring this back to the beer discussion. When I was like 5 or 6, I think my dad shaved he'd had a mustache my entire life, and he shaved his mustache, and I lost my fucking I was like, who is this stranger in my house acting like my father? What have reactions from the family and friends been?
So I shaved it and I came downstairs and I left my mustache on. And, and my wife was like, I'm like, hey, what do you think? And my son was like, that's awesome. And my wife was like, you get back upstairs right now and you shave that fucking thing off. I was like, all right, I'll go. I went back upstairs and I shaved it off. And then my son was like, no, you look like a salamander. I'm like, oh, cool, like a salamander.
You know how I can tell the patriarchy doesn't exist? Because all men don't have mustaches. Because anytime a dude wants a mustache, every chick he knows is like, that's disgusting, get rid of it. And the guys are like, well, since we do care about your opinion now and we aren't in full control like the 50s through 70s, I guess I'll go change it.
You know what?
Because I respect you.
I'd even say we'll do a 1-for-1 trade. We eliminate the gender pay gap and every man gets a mustache. I mean, and I would take that trade.
Yes.
Yep, totally.
Definitely. I'm okay with that.
I had a mustache like a few years ago. I had like, actually several years ago, I had like a twirly mustache for a bit. And my wife was like, okay, it's cool that you're doing it. I still hate it, but I like, it's cool that you're trying to make it artsy.
You went like really the cool mustache wax guy.
Yeah, the wax and everything too.
Turned it into a hobby.
From Oregon, it was I turned it into a hobby. I'm like, I'll just grow this thing out, see how long I could go, and then I'd wake up in the morning and it's all like flaccid and hanging down. I was like in my mouth while I'm eating breakfast, and I'm like, this is awful. I can't. Snip, done. I'm out. So yeah. It's been weird, and people at the office were like, I went in on Monday, and like we have like a sort of office rotating schedule kind of deal. Where like I'm sitting there and a few people are in and out of the office, but not everybody's there. So like I went to work 3 days last week and I sat in my office and I kept having people walking by, hey Geoff, and they walk by, they're like, turn around, come back. The hell happened to your face?
Yeah, who are you?
Who are you?
What are you doing here?
Yeah. And they get that joke all week. Oh, we hired a new guy in marketing. Yeah, that's
You mean they weren't as hilarious as me with the dad joke?
Yeah, totally.
Dad joke?
Yeah. Old Geoff coming in to help shake this department up. Oh my God! If they only knew. This is more salt than pepper now. It's pretty horrifying.
Fucking aging.
Oh man, it's awful. Yeah. The other thing that my wife called me the last time I shaved off. She's like, "You look like adult Caillou." And I know for a fact nobody wants to fuck Caillou. So,
there is no fiercer burn than that. That is
that was
what
rough.
hurt more, your son calling you a salamander or your wife calling
me Caillou? Yeah, wife calling me Caillou is the worst. You're like,
you know what you should do?
Come on, just never works. It's not.
That was so whitey. Your mic cut out. Zoom was like,
the mic went there. We're like, we can't broadcast this.
You should learn the baseline for Caillou and just like taunt your wife with it.
Oh my God, yeah, because it's working so well now without having that handicap. Yeah, totally. Might as well grow the mustache back at that point.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my God, that's adult Caillou as an investigator. Oh, man.
Nice.
All right. Well, I think we're coming up on time. Geoff, we just want to thank you for being a longtime listener and occasional co-host. And are you a permanent co-host of the Dale show now? Is that what
that is? Entirely up to Dale. I'm happy to wingman him.
This is awkward.
I don't want to put him on
I don't want to put a label on it.
It's all right. Hey. Dale and I are just a casual thing.
Yeah. We'll just say reoccurring guest host. How's
reoccurring guest host. Yeah.
Indefinite recurring guest host.
Because I feel like you might be available less when you're off gallivanting on your motorbike in summer.
Dude, it's a couple months away. Yeah. So I might be around
tomorrow. I saw a guy on a motorbike yesterday.
Out in Abbotsford, we saw like that sort of gas stop there was just motorcycles everywhere. I'm like, it's fucking cold though still. Like, I mean, I don't have my beard anymore to protect me from
it. That's true. The bitter cold.
It's terrible. But yeah, we'll see how she goes, man. I'm always around.
Nice.
I don't do anything in the evenings.
Yeah, we're old guys.
That's
our
good
evenings are
old guys.
They're just.
Well, it's 9 p.m. It's getting a little late today. Oh.
Also, isn't it fucking awesome? Not pretending to do stuff during the week.
Yeah,
like just being out during the week and being like, oh, why am I out?
Yeah, I went out. because I went out last week after work one day and I was like, God, it's getting late. What's like 6:30? Oh, I should be in pajamas. I'm still wearing I'm wearing pants right now. This is awful.
Was this hard
Oh, with
pants
the
bullshit?
non-expandable waistline.
I had a belt. There was a belt on.
Oh,
That's
fuck a
awful.
belt.
Fuck that.
Fuck that indeed.
Belts are dead. COVID
They're
killed the
dead.
belt industry.
COVID killed the belt.
We're done.
Done.
Okay. All right.
All right, guys.
We're
Happy
gonna get
200.
yeah,
Thank
thank
you so
you.
much. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate
keep
you.
up the
Thanks
good
for
work, and
joining
I
us.
appreciate listening to you guys when I get the chance to listen to you, which is basically every time you post one.
Hey, as long as you're
Perfect.
listening, we'll be
Keep
we'll
it up.
be making them.
Good to hear from you
Okay.
guys both. Have a great night.
Yeah, you
Awesome.
too.
Thanks, man.
You bet.
Bye.
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 Bye. You
Bye.
gotta
You,
leave.
you
your
gotta.
pirate-
You gotta.
There you go.
You gotta. We should just
Alright.
flag all these people with Zoom.
You want to? I mean, I could probably turn that off. Next up, we have Emelio. I mean, we could probably turn it off, but I don't trust myself to turn it off every time. What's up, Emelio?
Oh, he's still connecting to audio.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Emelio is our special USA correspondent. I
There
think
we
he's our
go.
only guest
What's
host
up,
from the
Emelio?
US, right?
What's up, guys? Can you guys hear me okay?
Hey. Yeah,
Yeah,
we can hear you.
You sound great.
All right.
How are you?
I'm tired.
Okay. Yeah, it's like what, like 9:45 on the East
Yeah.
Coast?
Oh yeah, he's East Coaster.
East
Well, thanks
Yeah.
for joining us, man.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Relocated to New Jersey.
Yeah.
Nobody calls it that.
Do you call it
Yeah.
New Jersey?
No, I don't think anybody's ever called it New
Nobody
Jersey
has
ever
called
in
it
my
that.
entire life.
Can you start?
Christ. No, that
Don't
sounds awful.
don't do this to me, guys. That's cool.
No,
Calling
It
New
does not,
Jersey?
does not sound good.
No, people from New Jersey would kick your ass if they heard you saying that.
Well, it's a good thing I'll never be caught dead in fucking New Jersey.
Dale.
There's a lot of there would be a lot of pissed off Italians attacking your faith.
Yeah.
Hey, we heard you called us New Jersey.
Dale,
That's not
you're
what it's
just like-
called. Hey, I can still make fun of Italians because we're the same color. So those are the rules. I keep looking up on the internet.
Emelio, how you been, man?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Just settling in here.
That's good. Did you have anything you wanted to talk about?
Well, we had
sir?
talked about well, there's a couple things. There was that one. I don't know. I only caught the last few minutes of your guys' session so far, so I'm not sure what's been covered so far.
It's
we
fine
didn't
if we
talk-
double
we
up.
didn't cover
Go
what you
for
and
it.
me talked about in secret.
Okay. So like there was that 15-year-old girl who had her that TikTok stalker.
Yeah,
That was a
this
pretty-
is
that was a-
wild. I never
Wait,
That
heard
was a
about
pretty
this.
interesting read. Yeah, that was a really interesting read.
Derek,
I
did you
know
hear
nothing
about
about this.
Okay, so do you want me to
Educate
explain
me.
it? Emilio,
No, I
or
want
do you
our
to?
fucking guest to explain it.
Okay,
Yeah,
Emilio,
so
explain it.
there was this 15-year-old girl who she was selling like selfies of herself, just her face. Like she was fully clothed. She sold for a couple $100 to this one guy. He was 18. Pictures of her face. And he started getting a little weird, so she ended up blocking him. Well, then he was like, I could just breach your front door with a shotgun, like no problem. And like she didn't really take that as a serious threat until he actually did it. Like he showed up at her house and shot a shotgun through her front door. And so her dad chased him down with his handgun, ended up falling, I guess. The guy got away, but then the guy came back like for round 2, and the dad just like shot him in the chest, like, and he died. But
Killed him?
yeah,
Holy shit.
And not spoiler. Side note: the dad was a retired cop, and
yeah,
I don't know. I was reading this story and I could not help laughing. So the guy shoots through the door, and then the dad's like, "What the fuck?" Realizes what happened and chases after the guy, and then like fucking Three Stooges falls and like bumbles and drops his gun or whatever, and then
Right.
the 18-year-old keeps going,
Right.
and then the 18-year-old comes back and refuses to drop his weapon because the guy's like composed now. He's like, drop your weapon. And then the stalker's like, no. And then the dad lights him up. So I don't know if it was like a suicide by ex-cop. Is that what we could call it?
I don't know, but he was like, I guess he was super obsessed with her. And
Yeah.
I mean, he was offering her like hundreds of dollars to unblock him. Like he was sending like messages through Venmo, like, hey, like I'll give you hundreds if you just unblock me, like just talk to me again.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, no, like you got weird. I don't want to. And
Yeah.
I guess he took it to the extreme with the shotgun, like shot it through her front door.
And I think he was messaging people in her school. like how to like find out details about her, and that's
Yeah.
probably how he
Like,
found out where she lived.
Well, he paid other people for her address, for her phone number, and like
That's
at one point, the dad intervened and like told him like, hey, like, you know, this is a minor, like back off, like, you know, she's just doing her social media stuff on TikTok. You gotta back off. And he was like, no, I'm not gonna do that, and went to the extreme. Like, yeah, he paid a couple $100 for somebody to give him her address. He paid another couple $100 for a phone number, which that's just crazy. I mean, he's about to turn 19 at the time. She was 14 at the time when he first purchased the selfies of her, and so that alone was kind of sketchy, if you ask me.
Yeah. The one thing I want to know is how do I like if a 14-year-old can make all this money doing lip syncing?
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, how can I
do
buy
I do
a
that?
14-year-old's address? And phone
Should I
number?
just start lip syncing videos?
I don't recommend going that route, Dale.
Like the new
Yeah.
That's how you get
the
put
new
on the
weekend
list.
songs?
It's not a good list.
Yeah. I mean,
That's fucking.
I have 49 followers. I need to get that higher.
Supplement the income somehow.
Isn't that wild though? Like,
yeah, that's nuts.
This grown man attacked her household with the shotgun because she wouldn't send him any more selfies.
I feel like we need to up the level of adult past 18 because I don't know if it's just the internet or the way society's going, but I don't feel like 18-year-olds are adults anymore.
I mean, in a lot of cases, I don't feel like 30-year-olds are adults anymore. So.
I barely
That's a
feel
great
like
point.
an adult.
That is a really great
We're gonna
point.
be like, you're an adult when you hit like 60 now.
Yeah.
That's adulthood.
Well, so what the only part of that story that really pisses me off, like obviously you guys know my political stance, is that made the Second Amendment fight look really bad. You know, this was an 18-year-old who had legal possession of a shotgun, and he used it for something that was not okay. And so now all I'm waiting for is over the next month or so, I'm waiting to see how the anti-Second Amendment group is going to cater that to their argument now.
Was it?
So I'm going to be watching that story closely.
Was it? It was his gun. Like it was
Yeah, it was
registered in his name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
'cause
his.
you could- How does the guns work? Like if you're 18, you can buy anything?
So at 18,
this was in Florida, by the way.
So it also varies by state though. I don't know every state's gun laws. Just like so here in New Jersey, like it is super hard to get your gun permit here in Jersey. You have to write like actual letters. You have to interview with other people. In Ohio, all I had to do was go to a local gun shop and say, "Hey, I want to buy a firearm. Here's my ID." They run the background check. It takes 10
in
days.
Ohio, they're like, "What are you gonna do? Shoot up the trailer park?" In New Jersey, there's actual buildings you could hit.
Right. So it's like, it varies by state, but I think a pretty broad way of putting it is at 18, usually you can purchase a shotgun. And then at 21 is when it goes to handguns. And then it also goes down to like the length of the barrel for a rifle for age. Because I think just like the whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing, he was 16 years old, but you're allowed to possess. You can't own in your name, but you can possess and carry a long rifle.
Yeah, and he got his uncle to buy it for him.
Right, and that's at 16. So I mean, it varies by state on what you're allowed to do as far as firearms go. But I'm going to be watching that story closely because I want to see how that's going to affect that particular fight that is going on here.
Well, it was also like it's both sides, right? Like the ex-cop successfully defended him and his daughter also with a gun. So it's like
correct.
The good and the bad.
I think this will have a really interesting play out because right now everybody's focused on just the actual like the fact that it was an 8-year-old dude that was basically hunting down a 15-year-old. That's now what everybody's focus is on. But once that excitement of that part goes away, I feel like it's going to be twisted into, well, he had a shotgun. Like, should he have been allowed to? I think it's gonna.
Yeah. What I feel like that to me personally, I can't talk for everybody, but for me personally, this kind of holds up the Second Amendment because the dad had a handgun, and this 18-year-old who was obviously totally cray-cray could have gotten a gun and done everything he did illegally, So to blame the Second Amendment rights that some crazy asshole got a gun and was crazy.
Well, even like if it's he didn't have any like previous, like if there was nothing in his record that suggested he was a crazy person who would do shit like this, like you can't say like gun laws should apply retroactively to people who.
But they're going to though.
Crazy shit.
But they're going to. That's the thing. Is they're going to say, oh well, maybe he did have a mental illness. You can't ask him now. The guy's dead.
Yeah,
that's true.
So you can't ask him now. So they're gonna say, well, maybe he did have one. We need to have stricter, like we need to do more vetting. We need to have stricter background checks or whatever. And it's just, I'm looking forward to see how it gets, how it's gonna play out.
This will definitely be something that you can watch and see how it plays out in the future.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna progress.
That almost felt like the nicest thing about COVID is like for it almost, and maybe like we just didn't see it up in Canada, but like for a couple of years it felt like the Second Amendment debate was relatively quiet because people were
like, no one was out and about.
Yeah, nobody was getting shot.
The biggest thing you had to worry about was arguing on Facebook. That was the biggest thing that was happening, was arguing over the internet. I mean, there was no face to face, so nobody was getting hurt.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, you know, it is what it is. But I do find it funny that the amount of firearms that were sold in the first year of Biden being in office greatly outnumbers any other year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was like very interesting.
there was like some sort of like panic buying, wasn't it? Like,
well, it's almost
toilet paper because they were scared they were going to ban them.
They do that, every time a Democrat gets elected to office. There's like this. Everyone goes out and buys as many guns as they can because they're.
I don't know the actual number. I don't want to quote an actual figure because I don't know it, so I don't want to be wrong. But it was like the first 3 months of him as president, more firearms were purchased than the last 3 years of Trump's presidency combined. Like,
what was it? 2020 was the year he took over.
Yeah.
I got Canadian stats. Nobody cares about that.
Yeah, I don't know the actual number. You have to give me the number.
I'm googling it right now. It just says that they're a record level.
I think it was 1 million. I think 1 million were. I think it was around 1 million were purchased in the first few months.
Oh yeah, it says 23 million guns were purchased during 2020. That's enough to give like 90% of Canadians a gun, because Canada only has 33 million people in it.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
That's
a big number.
Yeah, it was a 65% increase than the year before, which only had 13.9 million guns sold. So it was like,
it was fear buying. That's what it was.
Almost 10 million or 9 million more guns were bought the first year Biden was in office than the year before, which is a lot. That's a lot of guns.
Right.
Yeah. No,
which I'm for. 100%.
Hey, yeah, of course.
Dale
I got my gun license.
Dale has his gun license.
I'm pro gun.
That's terrifying.
I'd like to get my.
You're
like, I'm not in favor of that. That guy. I mean, they haven't let him buy one yet, Emelio. It's okay.
They definitely need to up their vetting in Canada then.
The right wing guy at work keeps saying
that was not looking too well enough.
Hey, I got the highest mark on the written test. What's up now?
Wait, did you actually?
Yeah, dude. It was against people who. It was against like hits.
How'd you do during your range time?
I haven't done any range time yet. It was just the physical test is you just handle a gun and they make sure you do the checks for the gun and the bullet in the chamber. Yeah, and then that's it. I haven't even fired a live gun since I got my license.
Okay.
How do you like that?
I don't know how to respond to this.
I had to wait 6 months for it to come in the mail, though.
It took 6 months for you to get it?
Yeah, because you write the test and then they do like a super background check up in Canada. And it's like, because I had to take a firearm safety course that was 2 nights in a week. And then you have to do the written test, and then you have to show you're able to handle the gun or whatever. And you do 3 different, like I think you do a handgun, a shotgun, and a bolt action rifle. And you have to like name the different parts of the gun and stuff. And then they send your thing away, and then the government like takes its sweet ass time to look over it.
So really, they're making sure that you actually really want a gun.
Yeah.
Basically. After 6 months of waiting, you might have forgotten. Like, oh, you know what? I really don't need that gun anymore.
Yeah. Oh, I changed my mind.
Yeah.
Right.
It did turn into a zombie apocalypse. So I was like, I don't know.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll wait until the next
Right.
apocalypse.
It's already been long enough.
Yeah. But
What was
that
the other
looks
thing,
like
Dale?
our what?
What was the other thing?
What
The
other thing?
that chick that jumped off the cruise ship, and now all the other passengers are trying to sue him.
Well, we got
Oh, that's
yeah.
somebody else.
Yeah, it's your time.
We got to kick you off, man.
That's what you get
Oh,
for making
fine.
fun of me owning a gun.
I feel like that was time better spent personally.
I feel like the world's safer without you having one.
Well, get ready to feel dangerous.
I'm going to
bud.
forward this to the Canadian gun regulations.
I'm 100% certain that the only person you're going to hurt is yourself.
How is the world not safer then?
Emelio, thanks for joining us, man, and thanks for being
yeah.
a repeated guest. We'll let you
Yeah.
get back to your evening there, but let's get you back on another episode in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sir.
just invite me whenever.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a good
Coming
one, guys.
by.
Enjoy it. I'll watch
Wicked.
the rest.
Thanks, man.
Have fun in New Jersey.
Always.
Oh, fuck.
You got to remove. Yeah, there you go. Woo. That was
We did
good
it.
stuff. Yeah.
We're going to keep motoring along. Happy 200th birthday to us. Dale, who's next
Yeah.
up on our...
Next, we have Wesley David Scott. And I'm
Speaking
just
of-
sending him the link. Sorry.
Speaking of fantastic mustaches.
Oh, yeah. And beards. He actually, in the comments, when he saw that Geoff did not have his beard, he was imploring Geoff to grow it back.
Yes. He was doing that. Dale, we're halfway through our 200th episode extravaganza. How are you feeling, man?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm actually surprised how on the rails this is.
Yeah,
And how
we're
we managed to
keeping
keep everybody in their 15-minute allotments.
keeping it tight.
Yeah.
Keeping it tight, and here to help us keep it tight. So,
Good
Wes-
sir, Wesley David Scott.
good Sir Wesley. How's it going, man?
gents?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy
Thanks
to
for
be here.
coming.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Thank
thanks,
you.
sir.
I feel like I needed a theme song coming in, like for like a wrestling promo or something, like Rooster by Alice in Chains.
Oh,
and
would
just
that
raise
be?
my hands
So
in the air.
if that was
Here
going to be your,
comes the rooster.
Oh yeah.
if you had to pick a theme song, would that be it? Would that?
Yeah, definitely. I think
Wh-
that would be the perfect
That's-
pump up
that
song.
is
for
a
that.
Nice. That's a
good
good
ass,
song.
good pick.
Derek, what would your theme song be?
Oh shit, I don't know, man. Give me a. You can't put me on the spot like that.
I asked you that and I was like, fuck, I don't even have one.
Yeah, like,
It's hard not to think of like a joke one, like the Vanga bus is coming.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Sandstorm by Darude would be.
Ooh, fuck, that is good though.
Or like Bon Jovi's Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I could write Vanga and bus.
Bus.
And it'd be like the Vanga bus is coming. Do, 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 do.
Fuck.
Well,
Well,
congrats, gents.
thank
Seriously,
you, sir.
200. That's a big deal.
Yeah, I think more than anything, it just shows our commitment to keeping our Sunday evenings free
To
and
pissing
showing
around
up.
and having a good time.
Yeah, just like talking
Perseverance.
to each other.
I
think
like
it's
to think it is a good reflection of our character, and it means that we have all that good stuff that people brag about all the time. That's us.
Yes.
The good stuff.
yeah. What's what do you got? What's made you angry this or what did you want to discuss? I guess it doesn't
he
have
has
to
a
be
good
something
one.
that is made.
Well,
Is it good?
You know, it's not
I'm-
good, obviously, because
Dale got-
nothing is good at this point in time.
Dale got
but
very-
Let me ask you a question, Derek, first, before if we decide this is good or bad. How do you feel about the monarchy?
How do I personally feel about the monarchy?
Yeah,
Not I'm not great. Like I don't.
then it's good news.
Okay, let's go.
All
Did
right,
Queen Elizabeth
so drum
die?
roll. No, but she caught COVID. Yeah, she is 95 years old now, and she caught COVID, I guess, for the first time. She's been vaccinated. Subsequently, Prince Charles, who's 73, the heir to the British crown, is facing COVID for the second time. And this is just days after the Prime Minister of the Prime Minister in England, Boris Johnson, announced a open policy with regarding to COVID mandates and apparently wishes the Queen a speedy recovery. So,
You know what this is
Noble
proof
of
of? This is proof that even if you're vaccinated, you could still get COVID, and that Justin Bieber and the Queen should have taken the glory hole advice. Because
Okay,
they
so
both
a
got
couple
COVID
things
at the
here.
same time.
I made that joke today that Justin Bieber and the Queen were spitting in each other's mouths, and that's how
I
they
was
both got
gonna
it.
say Justin Bieber was eating her something, but
watching sports,
Noah's in the
Dale.
chat, so
Watching sports.
I didn't want to say it.
You
He
can't
was-
say that.
He was eating her donut.
Dale, Christ Almighty, that's not
He's
better.
not gonna put that together. He's not gonna put that together.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
the Queen, who has like the utmost security, who is
Mhm.
probably like the safest person in all of the UK, is somebody's dropping the ball. Somebody's either not wearing a mask, somebody's getting COVID and not getting a COVID test, somebody's coming in and not taking precautions, because she's an old lady, like 95 years old.
I blame Charles.
Well, yeah. So if he's got it twice, he's obviously slacking off at some point. And I mean, it really goes to show, you know, like if you're gonna get this thing, it's about who you're exposed to in a lot of ways. And so, I mean, how many people is a 95-year-old woman being exposed to? If it's like a retirement center in North Van, you know, they've been on lockdown for 2 years. Not allowed to see bloody anybody.
well,
But if
the
it's a
Queen-
retirement center in New York City, it's just open door policy.
hadn't she? She had like disappeared from the public eye for a bit before this too, didn't she?
Yeah, she
Like,
had serious illness earlier in the year as well.
not COVID related, just
No. No.
Did she
Just
catch
a
that
regular-
3-week not COVID flu that everybody got? That fucking nailed everybody.
I don't know. It's England, so we don't catch everything over here. You know, I know not everybody in Canada or in the world for that matter is a huge fan of the British Crown, but you know, it's something I've always grown up with, right? So like my grandmother was the same age as the Queen, so loved the Queen. And in fact, when my grandparents met my German grandparents, my British grandmother forced my German grandparents to watch the Queen's speech at Christmas time, and you know, was just super enthusiastic about the Queen, just like my dog is, of saying hello.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, this is Bogart. He's very
Oh,
friendly.
hey Bogart.
That's such a good dog name.
That's a great dog. He looks so happy.
But I met the Queen when I was.
You met the Queen?
Wait,
yeah,
what?
I met the
bury
Queen
the
when I was
lead.
getting my Duke of Edinburgh's award. I got it in
what's the Duke
Edmonton. I met the Duke of Edinburgh, the now deceased Prince Philip, the Queen, the Mayor of Edmonton, the Premier of Alberta, I think, and Mr. John Sleeman of Sleeman's Brewery.
Ooh,
Wait,
when
what's
I
that
was-
Duke of Edinburgh award? Are you the most decorated guest we've ever had on the podcast?
Oh, absolutely. Just hearing the people, easily.
So in the
Wow.
sense that I won a Youth Challenge Award, yeah, I guess.
What did you win it for?
You have to do all sorts of weird stuff, like there's a service portion, a hiking portion, an achievement
Hiking?
portion. Yeah,
Like going for a hike?
yeah, it's like a
Sorry, I didn't mean to
extended
trip
thing.
you up.
I don't think it's
No.
just like taking a stroll through the woods,
No,
Dale.
it's
not...
a lot of tasks. and
I'd
a lot of
imagine if
writing
the
and
Queen's
documentation.
congratulating you, it's a pretty good hike.
Yeah, but there's 3 levels, and I got the gold level. So
And does everyone who
Nice.
gets this award get to meet the Queen?
no, you have the opportunity to. We had to travel from Victoria to Edmonton in order to make it happen.
The best would have been like the Queen has to come to Canada and she lands in Edmonton to just be like, see her reaction.
Well, I think it was Alberta's centennial at the time or something like that. Maybe it was their
Okay.
150th. I don't know. I haven't lived in Alberta for ages. But yeah, it was like she kind of had to go, I guess. But but it was more about the Duke than it was the Queen. So
What you're saying is stop making fun of the Queen dying.
no, but I'm not a monarchist. I don't think
Yeah.
that Canada should have a queen, but at the same time too, I can't help but feel sorry for the old lady. She reminds me of my grandma, and
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know, I'm
true.
I mean, she
sympathetic.
does seem like a kindly old lady, right? Like,
Yeah,
It is
but she's
very
also
hard to
one
not-
that represents the
Yeah.
crown. So
It's hard to not think of her in that way. Like when you think of the Queen, it's a real matriarchal, like that's my mom, grandma thinking. Like nobody's ever like she's a colonizer. Like and
there
think
are
of all the
so
bad shit
many
she's
people
done.
who are F the crown, man. It's just
Yeah, that's
amazing how many people, especially on the west coast of Canada, are just not a fan. And
Yeah.
like, some real Twitter rage out there. Let me put it that way, especially with the whole
Understandable.
Meghan Markle thing. It's even funny. Like I was reading a National Post article about, her catching COVID, and they're like, oh, she was around at the time of Mao Zedong and everything, but the royal family led to such severe distress around Meghan Markle. And I was just like, am I reading a gossip column or like, what's
well,
going
they've taken
on?
some hits lately too. There was the Meghan Markle thing. There was the Prince Albert thing.
Yeah.
Who's the pedophile?
Prince Albert,
too?
like the piercing?
Yeah,
Prince
who's
Albert and the King.
the Epstein? The Epstein.
Prince
Andrew,
Philip?
I believe. Is the
No,
one you're
Prince
talking
Andrew.
about.
Yeah, Prince Andrew.
Prince Andrew. There we go. Thank you, Wesley.
Prince Philip, the Queen's husband, got in a lot of trouble because he's a super old dude who doesn't know how to talk to women. So he was also in trouble.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and that's the whole thing is like, do you really want Prince Charles to be the next in line too? Like, we should just end this at some point when the nice old lady dies,
Yeah, like the Queen should probably, this Queen, because I don't think there are too many people who would advocate for Prince Charles being.
Yeah, I mean, and again, what's the point, right? But at the same time too, I am a bit of a, I enjoy the fact that I have a coin with her face on it. I enjoy the fact that we have these traditions, but at the same time too, it's like, what's the point? It's a waste of money. And they have a huge fortune, and that could have gone to, reparations for colonialism or all sorts of wonderful things. But
Okay, here's a wicked thing to think about. Say COVID just rips through the whole royal family. Like it takes out the Queen, Prince Charles.
some mutant variant.
Yeah, what's Harry's brother? Philip?
William,
yeah. Takes out William. Is Harry allowed to become the king if everybody else dies? Or did he because he renounced his royaltiness or whatever? But what I'm asking is how many people does COVID have to rip through before we hit a King Ralph situation?
what, like you become king?
Well, not me. My name's not Ralph. I mean, till John Goodman becomes king.
I think if COVID takes out the Queen, Prince Charles, and Prince Charles' kids, then we officially, it's in the monarchy rule book. We have to make COVID. It would be King COVID. We would make the virus the king.
We should be able to just pick a king.
What?
And
Well, I mean,
it's
it
called
could just be some
election
other king
Dale.
coming over from another part of Europe too. They're all
that's
interrelated, right? So
Right.
like a
if you
different
kill enough
Windsor?
monarchs, it could come from Denmark or something.
Like I just watched the Kingsman, and it actually kind of it's funny because it's like an action movie and it's silly, but it kind of explained the royalty of Germany, Russia, and England as they're all cousins, which I didn't know, and they're all like part of but after the war they changed their name to the Windsor family or something. But it's funny because if the whole, like we were saying, the Queen, Charles, and the rest died, then maybe someone from their family in a different country would come over. Like, wouldn't that be wild if another German became the king of England?
A wild but unlikely, in my opinion. I think the
Definitely
crazy thing
wild.
too is just how many Brits are dancing around the issue. So they'll talk to the mayor of London, or they'll talk to the British prime minister, like, oh, we wish her a speedy recovery, and just the nicest platitudes, but no actual remarks with regards to the policies that they put in place or the stature or the position of the place of the monarchy in general. And so it's just it's just keeping it to themselves, pleasant wishes and all that.
That's stiff upper lip and all that.
Yeah, because when did Boris make that speech about opening everything up? Was that yesterday or the day before?
I think it was just within the last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, because they're doing it a month early or something, and it's he was never my condol. Well, I guess they kind of are just waiting to see what happens with her.
Yeah.
Like it would be confusing if they all burnt all their feel good material about the Queen and then she just recovered. So
I know your
probably
Dr. Feel Nice, but 95-year-old, she's got a risk, man.
That's true.
Even with 2 vaccinations, who knows? Who knows if the mutant virus that they're always talking about is going to get us, right? So
it's
the next variant.
well, there's now they're oh, there's this sub Omicron variant that's just as transmissible but deadlier. In that is so who knows? This is never ending. We're just going to live.
Well, I think that's what they're talking about. Is let's just deal with it. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
Well,
Woo,
thanks, Wes. We always appreciate your perspective.
Hey, guess what? This podcast is gonna last longer than the Queen. Yay!
Oh God.
Whoa, Dale, you're gonna get us canceled, man.
Sorry, I just wanted to break that awkward goodbye by making it terrible. By being as offensive as I could.
Well, congrats again, guys, and enjoy the rest of the podcast here.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for coming in. Thanks
We'll
for
see you online.
guest hosting.
For sure. Rock and roll, guys.
All right.
All right. Thanks a lot,
Bye.
dude.
Bye.
Bye.
Who's next? What awesome guest do we have next, Dale? What wonderful
Your
and
favorite
pretty
guest is up.
what pretty and beautiful and cool to be married to guest.
Let me see
is
who's
next on
in
our podcast.
the waiting room.
Who could it be?
Who could it be?
I desperately need a coffee refill, so I'm probably
go
gonna
refill
like.
the coffee. Me and Kate will make fun of you.
Well, no, I'm gonna probably peace out while Kate's. Oh, look at that!
Look at that background.
Kate, thank you so much. That was Dale and I when we started the podcast.
Yeah. That's his. Do you want to know how much lighter I was back then than I am now?
What, lighter, like weight wise, or
Yeah,
like skin
weight-wise.
tone?
Wait. I'm red, not a different color. I'm just red from screaming. Yes.
How much lighter you were then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say back then you were probably what, 180, 190?
Yeah.
So like 60, 70 pounds?
90 pounds, motherfucker.
Damn.
That's like a little person. That's
This
more
boy
than
is
Noah
thick.
weighs, isn't it?
What, 90 pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's like double what Noah weighs.
Oh. It's so weird guessing like kids' weight.
Yeah, it's weird that you would do it at all. If we're-
I mean,
Yes.
I want to know how many units of a Noah I am. So if he's like 40 pounds, I'm like 5 or 6 Noahs.
That's
No, not
fair.
6. Yeah, 6-ish.
Our next guest is coming to you live from the bottom floor of our house. She is my lovely and talented wife, Kate. Hi, Kate.
Hi, sorry if there's any feedback while Derek's screaming upstairs.
I don't think you can. Can you hear me in her stuff at the same time as you can?
No,
Hello?
I cannot.
No, I think we're okay.
I do like how she said, because I chatted with her to get her in, because I'm trying to keep this trade on the tracks because I'm so good and everybody should acknowledge my accomplishments. She said she was going to wait till she heard Derek say goodbye because she could hear Derek through the whole house.
Can you when I podcast?
I know you can hear me through my whole house when I podcast, and I
Yeah.
have had many complaints from my girlfriend about me yell.
Yeah, but your
talking.
whole house is one floor.
Yeah.
Ours,
And-
you should.
My excuse is I have to be louder than Derek all the time, so I have
Sure.
to yell.
That's true. He does.
Mm-hmm.
Called equalization. Kate.
Yeah. Are you going to get coffee or no?
Well, yeah, but I can't just peace out while my wife is on here. So now I got to wait for our next.
Why? It's
guest.
better when it's just me and Dale, anyways.
Okay,
Yeah.
you guys
We're the
run with
same
it for a
person
bit.
Anyway.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, exactly.
They are.
Okay.
It's terrifying. I have a picture. I'll share it in the Facebook chat, and it's like half Dale's face and half Kate's face. I think Kate sent it to me once, and it is the. They are the same person.
And sometimes we have the same laugh.
I married the female equivalent of my best friend,
I mean, sounds hot if you ask me.
so I get to live out a lot of sexual
I
fantasies.
hope she has less back hair. I don't think he heard that last one. Hi, Kate. How's it going?
I think he didn't want to comment on it.
Yeah. At least you shave it in strips so your bra straps cover it, right?
It'll always be less than his, so it's okay.
That's true. So how's things? Thanks for guest hosting. I think you've done it, what, 2 or 3 times?
2 or 3 times, yeah.
I'm here still.
Nice. That's like in Scooby-Doo when you run in one door and come out the other. Derek leaves one screen and comes on the other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been around for at least your guys' 100th episode. I think we were talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
And you guys have come a long way.
Yeah, we have. I feel like we have garnered some skill too. Like we always joke about how nobody really listens to this podcast except for our friends, which is enough for me. But one thing I feel like it's good practice, because now it's like, especially with this episode, with this many guests, we're like a mini radio station where we have people coming in. We got it online. We're keeping it together. So it's like we're doing all these different jobs at the same time. So it's like good experience if someone ever wants to, pay us to do their podcast stuff.
There you go.
I think he's
I
dropping.
put like my podcast
dropping
and my
hints?
Instagram on a resume before.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Are you dropping hints, Dale?
Yeah,
Like
I'm
if-
dropping hints
if-
that
If a couple of sober Kates ever wanted to,
Haven't we talked about like forming like a media group before?
yeah, the
the
Outrage
dream.
Factory, the Outrage Factory.
podcast factory.
In fact, I consider the Dale Show under the umbrella of the Outrage Factory. That's why it's on the same YouTube page. That and I didn't.
I
wanna
think
start
I'd
a
have to
separate
go
YouTube
back and
page.
listen to
I
your
think that's the main
previous
thing.
episodes, like before I started dating Derek,
Don't do that.
to see if like
There's no
sober
need for
Kates
that.
can be associated with this podcast.
You can't. We like no. We.
I never have. And when we started dating, like I would like be like, oh my God, I can't believe you said this. And
How do you feel
Here's
about
why.
people shitting behind trees?
Oh, she knows about that. That's less problematic.
I was
than
like, the
some of the stuff
shitting
we said.
tree. I'm
The
trying to
shitting
think
tree.
of all the bad stuff we would have said, because it's not. We never said anything like racist or homophobic or anything. It's.
I
all
think I
just, like,
defended Aziz
dick and shit
Ansari
jokes.
once for the
that was
Oh,
just
yeah,
when
the-
you guys went to this show.
The
All right.
fingers in the mouth thing, when we're like, that's really awkward and shitty person to do, but not like cancel his.
not
cancel his whole
cancelable,
thing.
which he has a new Netflix special out. So clearly I was right.
Yeah. I mean, even fucking Crystalia is back, so nobody's getting really canceled anymore.
He
He never
is?
really got he had his he still had his podcast and shit for a while. He never really
Yeah, he got deplatformed, but now he has his podcast back because I guess people just kind of like,
It's
That's
like
gross.
it just goes to show, like, no matter how shitty, and there's a lot of people out there just being like, how did Bill Cosby get away with what he did for so long? And it just goes to show you, like, if someone has fans, those fans are usually willing to overlook whatever awful shit they do because they like the art that the person is putting out. So Dale,
Michael
if
Jackson.
there's any solace, what was that?
Like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, exactly. So we can be as problematic as we like, as long as we get popular enough to offset the problematicness.
actually, a conspiracy theory is that Michael Jackson never did any of that bad stuff, but he was going to come out and reveal Illuminati secret behaviors, and that's why they character assassinated him.
Is this a real?
Maybe actually killed him.
Is this a real conspiracy theory?
And a deeper conspiracy goes to show that his dad actually kind of pimped him out when he was a kid to Illuminati friends. And that's why Michael Jackson went through such lengths to like get all the plastic surgery. Because the whole reason he did all the plastic surgery and the skin bleaching and stuff was so he didn't look like his father when he looked in the mirror, because he hated his dad that much.
I mean, that part I believe. His dad
You've
was like a
convinced me.
notorious piece of shit.
Yeah. So they're saying that the part of the reason he hated his dad that much was because his dad pimped him out when he was a kid. Also, there's rumors that his dad chemically castrated him so his voice wouldn't change.
Kate,
I also believe that.
Kate, what's your topic for us?
Well, I picked out two topics, and I was going to give you guys a choice if you wanted to do a serious one or a lighthearted one. But
how about
everyone's just
this?
kind of
You give us the serious one and I'll make fun of it and just offend everybody. Or not. If it's too serious, I don't want to touch it.
okay.
Is it more
Well, the
serious than
serious
chemical
one
castration?
is that there is basically a bunch of laws or bills being put into a
What just happened?
What just happened?
Oh,
Someone.
am I still here?
Yeah, you're still here, but I'm also hearing.
Us in the background?
There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry. You got to start over. I missed that.
There is a lot of bills that are cropping up around the states, and they're basically like "Don't Say Gay" bills, where they in the schools and like elementary schools, they're saying like that they can't talk about sexual orientation or gender identity.
So they're like going to be on the level with Canada, that where it's against the law not to respect someone's pronouns.
No,
And
I
it's
think quite the
considered
opposite.
hate. Oh, you're not allowed to be like, you can't call me gay or whatever. Or you don't have to respect that I'm gay.
Wait, what?
Like, there's one in Tennessee that bans textbook and instructional materials that promote, normalize, or support lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender lifestyles.
So this is basically, over the last 5 years, we've had over woke culture, and the conservatives were like, don't forget that we're all fucking assholes too. And now they're trying to get rid of people, like you said, normalizing gay culture and stuff. So they're not allowing LGBTQ couples or characters in books for the like children.
Well, Texas just banned a fuckload of books for that, didn't they?
Well, I think they're just like in general not allowed to talk about it. Yeah. And then in Florida on Thursday, they updated it. And this is actually called, in Florida, it's called the parental rights in education. But they're prohibiting classroom instruction on sexual orientation or gender identity for kindergarten to 3rd grade.
I'm okay with that.
And older grades if it's deemed appropriate.
I feel like kindergarten to grade 3, we shouldn't be talking about sexual orientation.
So, like,
but the thing is, have you ever noticed how weird parents are? They're like, oh, do you have a little girlfriend yet? Or like, you have a crush on anyone at school? Like, it starts super young like that.
Yeah.
I think, the way it's normally done in like kindergarten to grade 3 is like, there's children's books where it's just like Stacy's 2 dads or something like that. You just like, the way you talk about it is you're saying like, it's normal for same-sex couples to exist or for transgender people to exist. And like, you don't say overtly like being gay is when 2 men fuck each other. Like, you would never say that to a, you know, someone in grade 2 or 3, but you can present it in a way that just like makes these kids not think it's a problem if they become gay or someone in their family is.
Right. Well, then it would start as that early in their life, saying like, okay, this is different. Like, we don't talk about this. And it just extends like that whole, you know, like having to live in the closet and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm going to go on record as libertarian saying that banning anything and preventing people from talking about anything and preventing people from learning about anything is a bad thing, especially when it's the government saying these are the acceptable things to learn about and these are the unacceptable things to learn about.
I just want to jump back in because I said I don't think they should be talking about the sexual orientation of people that young, but I do think we should be okay with, like, say, Timmy having 2 moms or 2 dads, and like not saying that he has 2 moms because they have sex with each other and explaining that. Just be like, he has 2 moms and that's okay. Like going
right, and that's becoming like much more popular. So in Florida, they're adding an amendment where, so the current version of the legislation is requiring schools to inform their families if their child is LGBTQ plus, I guess like out in school or something like that. There's an exemption for where if the school or educator suspect abuse or neglect or at home, like that it would be bad for them if they came out. But basically they're forcing like these kids who, yeah, like they probably aren't sure of their sexual identities at that point, or I don't know, but
forcing them to
out themselves to their parents.
Yeah, that's no bueno. And what's
parents
the purpose
can sue
of
the
that?
school if they find out that they talked about it.
Why? I mean, like, this is just another example of like how fucked up culture war bullshit is going to harm everybody in the long run. Because like, okay, now we're to a point where we're making people's sexual identity like a left versus right and an authoritarian versus libertarian issue. And it's bad. And that's my official take on it. What was the lighthearted topic?
Government overreach is bad.
The lighthearted topic was kind of some more government overreach, but it was in upstate New York. This guy has a potbelly pig as an emotional support animal.
Mm-hmm.
And the like town officials, village officials, they're saying that it's like against zoning laws and like this guy's not allowed to have his emotional support pig. And that it's more like they only see pigs as livestock, and like that's what the problem is.
I'm okay with them banning this because potbelly pigs actually grow to the size of regular pigs if you feed them like normally and properly. Like they're only potbelly pigs because you get them when they're piglets. They just end up looking like a potbelly pig but full pig size. So how long is this guy going to have this emotional support pig? Like 5-6 months, and then is he gonna like once it gets big enough to be like regular pink pig size, is he just gonna get rid of it?
Regular.
That's kind of my thing too, where it's like pigs are like smarter than dogs. I was reading that they can use litter boxes and like go for walks outside and stuff. But then I felt bad for the pig more so that it's because it sounded like this guy was living like in a second floor apartment. I was like, it's just not okay for a pig.
Yeah.
When I first moved to Vancouver, Kate, we got to cut you off. Thanks for being my wife. I was just going to end this by saying, when I moved to Vancouver, I wanted an apartment goat. And I found out that like Vancouver bylaws specifically say that you cannot keep livestock in apartments, which is bullshit, fucking fascist, more government overreach.
I guess that's probably because at some point someone had an apartment goat.
Okay.
But wait.
I love you guys.
I love you too.
We love you. Thanks for being a friend of the pod for so long and always telling me how problematic I am after we record.
Yeah, hey.
One of my favorite things to do.
Don't worry, I get it too.
Oh, don't worry. Me and Andrew have our side chats when we're listening to your podcast.
Oh, can't wait to find out what goes on in there.
Girls are bonding. I mean, we and Andrew have been dating 6 years. If I could say anything problematic, I've already said it before. So
True.
I'm not really scared of her hearing me say something and being like, that's it, we're done. Because I've already said that. And she stuck around. Oh, that reminds me, I have a side story. So the other day I was like,
do we have our next guest waiting?
He's not.
This is what always happens when me and Dale are on the podcast.
We can keep
Wasn't
going.
our one episode like 2 hours?
We can keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pain. I want to say that without anyone there to rein you two in and be like, you can stop talking about this now. It was horrific.
Okay, so I was kind of like doing that thing where I make fun of Andrea a bit, and she's like, "Stop making fun of me." I'm like, "Well, I just feel like making fun of moves." She's like, "All right, just make fun of someone else," because she never lets me make fun of people in public because she thinks it's too mean because she's too sweet or whatever. I don't know. So I see
Derek doesn't let me do that either.
So, weird. So I see this guy and he's wearing socks and sandals, and I was like, "All right, here we go, socks and sandals, guy." Like, I'm not saying it loud enough for him to hear it. It's just me having this conversation with Andrea. I'm like, "Look at this fucking guy with socks and sandals," and she's like, "Yeah, what?" I'm like, and he was like 20. So there's no reason. And he was like wearing shorts too, but he wasn't wearing like long socks you're supposed to pull up. They were like crew cut socks. I was like, do you think he like pulled those socks up like extra hard just because he has like a regulated amount of leg he wants to show? And today he wanted to wear his shorts. So he had to pull his socks up higher and like force.
So he went the
up.
other way?
Yeah, because he wanted to wear shorts to show off his quads, but he didn't want to show off too much leg. So he like tried to pull his legs up too high. And I'm like going on with this for like 2 minutes. And then she's like, "All right, you got to stop making fun of people. That's too much." And I was like, I didn't even get waist high yet.
I mean, socks and sandals, that's you deserve it if you're going out in public. And so is this a new look? I'm not hip to the use these days, but I see this shit more and more. And it's fucking like, it's not even good. It's like fucking Birkenstocks and socks. Birkenstocks.
Yeah, it's always slides. It's always slides and socks. I feel like not like mandals
saw a
and
girl
socks
wearing-
or Tevas and socks.
I saw a girl today wearing slides and pantyhose. Okay, JB's here or Jeremy's here.
Okay, bye, babe. Love you.
Thanks.
I love you guys.
Bye. Love you too. Is that awkward for me to say it?
No, it was fine. We're just
Okay,
having
Jeremy's
a
here.
big old fucking loving
Yeah.
on episode 2. Fucking who the fuck is Coral Crawford?
I hope this is not some rando. That'd be awesome if it was. Oh, it's Jeremy.
Oh, it is Jeremy.
Baker.
Oh,
Oh, cool. I don't know how to change my name. It's
that's a
just-
relief. That's a relief. Hey,
Oh,
Coral.
rename. Look at that.
Thanks for
Is-
joining us.
Is that your?
Is that your
significant
stage
other or
your stage name?
mom?
Your alter
Coral's
ego?
man. There we go.
Is that
There
your
you
radio
go.
name?
Coral's
There you go.
man. Nice.
Yeah,
Jeremy.
it's my stage name.
Yeah, it's a good
Podcast.
one. I'm like, I like the alliteration. It's a strong name.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. It'd be a good author name.
We got Jeremy Baker, also multiple podcast. You've been on
I
the
think you've been
podcast.
on
a
at least
couple
No, I was
Twice,
on
right?
one time. I'm a
You've been
one
just
time.
one time.
I'm a one
Also,
and done.
that
Yeah,
was
we-
pre-Fox
Yeah.
days. That was back in the peak days,
Yeah, it was when I
right?
was on CFox. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Where-
you're on the
wait,
peak now.
You're on the
What are
peak
you on
now, right?
I'm on the peak now. Well, not right now. I'm with you guys. I'm on the
Right,
outrage.
There
not
you
at this
go.
moment. You're not simulcasting to the the peak.
Mm.
Hey, let me see if it looks better. The light on. Hang on a second.
I got it mixed up because Tyler and Lynch went from the peak to the Fox, and Jeremy went from the Fox to the peak.
To the peak.
Yeah, it's not better.
Yeah. Oh, that means I was interacting with the Fox today, and I was like, maybe this is Jeremy, but it totally wasn't because he doesn't even work
Was
at
it?
that radio.
Probably.
station anymore.
What day is today? Might have been Ed. Probably was Ed.
Probably some scrapping. Oh well, whoever they were, thanks for entertaining me and replying to my tweets.
Thanks, not Jeremy, for replying to
Yeah,
Dale's
probably
tweet.
Would have
Ed,
been
maybe
cooler
the
if it was
tweet.
Jeremy. Just saying.
Jeremy, what's going on with you, man? Thanks for joining us for our milestone 200th episode.
I know, right? Dale
Mhm.
texted me and said it was 200. That's incredible. I thought you guys would have been canceled long ago.
They try, but the nice
We
thing about
had-
podcasting,
We had
What are
one
we gonna
episode
do?
removed from YouTube.
You've been demonetized.
Yeah.
But you haven't been canceled. I
We
get
were-
it.
Yes,
we were
make
actually-
no money on this.
we were
because of that.
never monetized,
Yeah.
so you can't demonetize us.
Every time I look at how many followers and subscribers you need to get monetized, it just hurts my feelings, and I'm like, I'm just. not
Oh
working
yeah.
with that.
And then you watch the most ridiculous YouTube video that has like 6 million subscribers, and you're like, well, it's not for me.
It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like,
not
old
prepared.
people are right. Entertainment today is crud. I just said crud because I saw your son walk by. And I didn't want to swear.
Yeah, get ready for bedtime.
Oh, nice.
What's your hey, thanks for joining us on Outrage Factory.
Yes.
You come say hi. They're on YouTube.
Hello.
Hi, you're
Hi.
on YouTube now.
You're
How's it
gonna be
going?
Famous.
Hello.
He's
Hi.
always gonna
People
be on
will see
YouTube.
this.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, you go get ready for bed, bud.
It's
Nice.
not my bedtime yet.
Well, whatever.
Boy, do I feel that. It's not my bed.
I feel
Oh.
you, man.
It's your
I think you
bedtime
wanted
when
to
I
ask
say
for
it's your
treats.
bedtime. Oh, the classic
Mm.
late night treats.
I'll go to bed if you give me a treat. I wonder if
Yeah.
that would work for me. I want some chocolate before I go to bed.
It's amazing. Kids these days are very skilled negotiators. It's like my son will not do anything that I ask him to unless he knows there is something in it for him.
Yeah, no, I get that. He wants to get paid.
Yeah, like I get it. It's gonna
We
serve
all
you well
do.
throughout your life.
It's all about the
Sounds like me with my
Benjamins.
boss when he's like, "Do your job," and I'm like, "Pay me every 2 weeks,"
Yeah.
and then we have that kind of relationship. Is that an Outrage Factory mug?
Very transactional.
Yeah.
This one?
Which one? This one
Oh,
or this one? They both are.
They both are.
Oh, they both are. All right.
Yeah.
We got-
This
we
is
got
the new tough guy logo.
Okay,
this
and
is
I like
the
that.
old.
That's the original logo. That's
That's
the
the
OF.
original.
Oh, okay,
that's
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 cool.
the O.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
original one
OG
there.
OF.
Yeah, just like a hockey team, you guys decided to like upgrade the
Yeah.
logo, change the colors, move some units.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Dale occasionally gets bored and he's like, "I just want to design a new logo," and then
Yeah,
he does
I
it.
kept the same font though.
I like that. Okay, I like that.
And then yeah,
Kind of
we have a Redbubble store if you want to go get some stickers and whatnot.
Any of our viewers, if you would like to go get some stickers or whatnot, you can
Hey, I might even make a 200 centennial sticker for everybody.
Bicentennial.
Duo centennial?
Yeah.
Bicentennial?
Bicentennial. Yeah.
Is bicentennial 50 or is it
I think
200?
bicentennial is 50,
What? No.
isn't it?
Bi would be 2, wouldn't it?
2, it
Yeah,
would,
so
but
2 for 100.
2
but
for
it
100.
can also be, it could be 2 of.
It could probably be both.
Oh no, Jayme is 100%. Thank
I don't
God
know,
we
do you
have
like
him
a
here.
comment thing on the side, or people chirping at you, or what?
It is the 200th anniversary of a significant event. This is our bicentennial.
I love it.
Me too. Oh, Jamie's being wrong in the comments, saying bicentennial
Oh, okay. So
is
cool.
50.
There is people
got-
chirping at
we
you in the comments.
Got some spirited debate going on. Jayme, what's your hot topic for us in the next 5 minutes to discuss?
Well, I was just about to read an article on, like, I think his name's Tutankhamun.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Right?
I
And
like
he might have had
Egyptian
a-
shit.
Yes, he might have had a dagger that was forged from meteorite.
Whoa.
I mean, that's as far as I got. And then I got a text from Dale being like, it's go time. And I was like, wow, we'll save that for later.
I'll save that for later. We're saving it for now. Let's
I
talk
didn't know
about
I
it.
was stopping meteorite dagger from
Yeah,
getting
you know,
into
hang on
action.
here. Now I think I might still have the article up. Let me see if I still
There
got
you
it.
go.
No, I put it down. It looks like it was IFL. It was one of those IFL science articles. They're always pretty good.
Yeah, IFL.
Let's see if I read his name right. Yeah, Tutankhamun.
Tutankhamun,
Meteorite
yeah.
dagger. And I don't
Tutankhamen's
know,
like the most
you guys
popular
can't
one.
see my computer, so it doesn't matter. But
The metal of which came from a meteorite. They suspect
I
the
was
dagger
like-
was created through low temperature forging, but don't think it was
Nice.
crafted in Egypt.
yeah, don't you think that'd be like the awesomest thing to own, like even today, let alone
Mhm.
if you were a Egyptian mummy?
Dude,
era?
Tutankhamun is also known as King Tut for those who are not as versed in Egyptology.
Yeah, Jayme
as
already
we
put that
are.
in the comments. I
Oh,
think.
did he?
Yeah.
He's right on it. I'm not even reading the
He's
comments.
like, Tutankhamun, are you guys talking about Steve Martin?
Oh, Steve.
Steve Martin.
They're pretty close, Jayme.
That's the one.
Yeah.
So do you think this meteorite, did it give him
All those pharaohs died at 19 or 20 years old, so I don't think it helped him too much. But you know, it's a relic that we get to enjoy today.
did he have alien powers as a result of this? Discuss, like in the Fifth Element. That was very
Yeah,
that
there's
was
always
very-
a lot of Egyptian stuff going on with that.
That was a documentary.
Yeah, it was a documentary. I watched Stargate. That was a documentary.
Multipass.
I even watched the TV show filmed in Vancouver. It was glorious.
There was a TV show?
Stargate? Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought we were still talking about Fifth Element. I was like,
No. Stargate.
Oh.
Filmed it down in Burnaby there on Boundary Road.
I was just talking to someone about Stargate, and I was like, I'm in. I'm gonna go binge it, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
Oh, that's
It's
weird, man. That
not
definitely
streaming.
should be a show that's like easily bingeable because it
Yeah,
should be.
because there's Stargate and then Stargate Atlantis. I think you could get some of Stargate Atlantis on Prime,
Yes, that's where I stopped.
and you could get the movie, the first movie. at
Wait, which
least.
one had Richard Dean Anderson?
The
in
movie.
it?
Stargate, the
Okay.
TV series, yeah.
And then they
I
did that
get the-
thing where he shows up for 1 or 2 episodes of the show, and then he gets out. So it's kind of like Limitless, the series, when Bradley Cooper came in for 1 episode and was like,
Oh, right.
here, kind of like handing it off to like whatever that guy was.
To the new people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I think-
lived in this really sketchy apartment in Victoria for a lot of years, and like, my neighbors were all really strange dudes. And the one dude, invited me over to smoke a joint. We're hanging out, and on his like wall, he had a signed picture from the Doctor in Stargate, and I was like, that is super random because he was like a really kind of, I don't know, like a badass kind of guy. Like I wouldn't imagine into sci-fi, let alone enough to have like a signed, 8x10 portrait. And I was like, what? Why do you have the Doctor on your wall? And it turned out it was his sister.
Oh, crazy.
And I was like, wow, your sister's a Hollywood actor and you are living paycheck to paycheck in this sketchy apartment beside me. Here's a really
Yeah.
nice guy.
She couldn't just snap him off some of that Stargate Skrilla.
Yeah, I
Help a
guess.
brother
I don't
out?
know,
Yeah,
literally.
all that
two
Stargate
parents and a
gang.
fork in the road, and they kind of went. She became a Hollywood actor, and he lived in Victoria.
Nice. Give him some of that alien money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See my daughter back there.
Yeah.
That's cool. The whole family's. How was your family day? Did you do some family stuff today?
Yeah, I mean, I was home for the long weekend for sure. My mother-in-law's visiting, but I went out with my coworkers for dim sum. So that was
Nice.
awesome.
Nice.
Got to get dim sum.
Where'd you go? What's your
it's called
recommendation?
Fisherman's Terrace. It's in the Aberdeen Center
Oh,
Hall or something. It's like
you
a really-
know it's good if it's in Aberdeen Center.
Where's
Yeah, I
Aberdeen
guess. I don't
Center?
know. I'm not, I wouldn't be able to recommend dim sum because I've only been to one place. It's always Fisherman's Terrace. So for me, it's like, so Jayme can mention in the comments if there's better. I wouldn't know. To me, it's delicious, right? But I've only been to the one place. And whenever there's an
crazy.
article of like the best Chinese restaurants in the world, in Vancouver and Richmond always come up. I always look for Fisherman's Terrace, but it never ends up
Never on there. That's
Never on
just because it's a hidden. I always like dread like the places that I like to go making an appearance on those lists, because then I'm like, great, now everyone's gonna know about it. And it's going to get super popular on Instagram, and I'm going to have to wait in line for like 2 hours to get in, where it's like, if it's just good enough, but not the best, you can just like go there, enjoy the food.
Yes, I've kind of learned that just good enough, not the best, is mighty fine.
There you go.
That's my
There's a breakfast place, you know what I mean? They just bacon and eggs and hash browns, and one place will be lined up down the street.
Yeah.
And then the Ricky's diner beside it will not be, but it also serves bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs.
Ricky's.
Bacon, eggs, and
I love
Yeah, well,
Ricky's.
I'm just like, I'm honestly thinking of Jam there on Beatty Street.
Yeah, that's a
Beside
great
it is
example.
Ricky's all day grill. Ricky's, you can walk in and get a table anytime you want. Jam, you got to line up for 45 minutes. They
I mean, it's
both
hard to
serve
screw up
and
bacon
eggs.
and eggs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
they
hard to
both
screw
serve
that up.
I think a great business model would be finding those like really hip, like 2 hour lineup places and just opening a little assuming place next door that you just take all the runoff from.
Like a food truck cart.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
right
Yeah,
there.
be like, hey, you want food now? We do bacon. I call
Yeah,
it.
I think
We
that's
do
the name of
bacon.
your cart. You want food now?
Yeah. Just like they have like breakfast wraps or something where it's just like eggs and bacon and hash browns. And they're like, here you go. Now you don't have to wait in line. And every time I'd be like, yoink, see ya.
Yeah, right.
I
Exactly.
hate
Or
waiting
you
in line
eat it
for
in line,
breakfast.
waiting to get your expensive breakfast.
Yeah. And breakfast to me is like the worst meal to wait in line for because you're tired
it's
and
the
you just
worst.
want to eat.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
lunch, yeah, maybe. Dinner, I can handle it for longer because you're like,
Least important
Fully
meal
awake.
of the day. Yeah.
yeah.
Least
Yeah,
important.
so and
they
the
say.
worst is when you're on holiday because you don't have as many options. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, at home I can just choose not to. But
Yeah.
when you're on holiday, you're like, I gotta eat and I gotta fight every other tourist.
Yeah. Physically fight them to get food. That would be a great business model also.
I need a cart that's just like, you want food now. I'm like,
You want
"Yes,
food
please."
now?
Yeah.
Impatient?
I'll do that.
Eat here. Jeremy, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being a friend of the pod. Thanks
for having me on
for
again,
for
guys.
Yeah,
always
thanks.
dropping in.
Are you guys done now or you got next guest up?
Jamie's actually our last
Jamie,
guest.
who's been
All right.
beaking you in the comment. No, he hasn't been doing
So we'll ask him
but
Jamie are like best friends.
where he eats breakfast.
we got Jamie coming up, and then we're wrapping this 2 hour monstrosity. So
Yeah,
thank
I love
you.
it.
Thank you for sharing your time and energy
thank
with
you,
us. Go get yourself a treat. You earned it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys online. Thank
All
you.
right.
All right, dude.
Can't wait.
Thanks,
Bye.
bro. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
I think I clicked the button.
Have best exit yet.
I didn't even click the button.
I didn't even.
All
I'm
right.
still here.
And to
All right.
close out the show. Oh,
Saved.
It's actually here.
Yeah, saved the best.
All right. And to
For
close
la-
out the show.
Oh, Jamie,
yeah.
we got mad saved the echoiest for last.
Yes.
Oh,
Pause
there we
the
go.
live feed.
That sounds
the
all right.
save the pause the live feed for last.
You bastards.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Oh, 1 second.
We can't see you. Is that we still
The
Yeah.
got
reveal.
Oh,
there we go.
Hey!
How you been, man?
Oh, life,
Yeah.
Things have been pretty rad. I hope
Nice,
you guys
dude.
are doing well. I actually have real life connection with Dale in that we ran into
Oh
each other
yeah.
getting groceries.
For real?
Yeah.
At
like-
Costco,
I love
yeah.
that.
yeah.
It was so
For
funny
real.
because it's like we didn't recognize each other at first. It was like this totally Canadian meeting because it was like we were both like this and we kind of both stopped. And then he let me go and I was like, oh, sorry, thanks. He's like, sorry, thanks. And then I looked back and was like, Jayme? And he was like, Dale? And I was like, holy shit, in Costco. It was wild.
I love that this meeting took place at a con. That's a very like
Yeah.
white suburban meetup spot to just like.
It was the most random ass bump ever. It was
Yeah.
funny. Yeah.
It's funny because I usually
yeah.
I don't realize anybody else lives in Burnaby, but a bunch of people actually do. So I'm always like, nobody lives by me, but
I'm a new West cat right now. I just take the
Oh,
drive to
nice.
that one. That one's
oh, you
that
just got to
one's-
hit up the casket.
That's the only reason. That's the only
Yeah.
thing that can get you out of New West is Costco. That's it.
Lately, life has been pretty comfortable, so it's hard to like,
Nice.
argue that. I have to
Yeah.
say.
Oh, I get it. Like that Costco's like 4 blocks from my house. So it's like, you want to go to Costco? I'm like, sure. It's not like going to IKEA, which is like half a mile.
Well, oh, dude, I took a nice little 7-kilometer lovers walk today with my wife. It was fucking dope. It was
Wait,
fun,
you
man.
walked
Nice.
for 7 kilometers?
Yeah, we went to Burnaby Lake or whatever.
Nice.
actually.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Another-
Did you do the whole loop?
No,
the
we
loop's
did
10.
We did most, but not the full thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the loop's no joke.
Yeah.
Like,
Beautiful
I'll just
day
do
for
this
a
little
walk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
It was
Very
pretty
nice.
nice. Yeah. You know what else is a beautiful day is today, and today is the episode 200 of Outrage Factory. First off, amazing congratulations goes out to you two.
Oh, thanks,
200
dude.
is an amazing milestone. Look,
Thanks,
I'm
man.
just a regular fella, right? I only
Are you though?
I only came across the finish line of 175. Who knows what else was in store for me? But you guys, 200. That's an
Yeah.
incredible feat. You guys are crushing
Thanks.
it. I'm actually like, I'm happy to say that I've even been a part of previous episodes in the show. But just
The
to see
best
that you
part
guys-
of previous episodes.
Oh, you guys,
I want to put
are
out there.
I gotta say, when I got the text for this show, I was like, boom, I'm there. First thing there.
Nice.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. It's a good vibe every time.
Mhm.
Every time.
Yeah, we're not assholes. At least when we're assholes, we're joking about it. We're not like actual ass. We're not like bad guys in an 80s ski movie. We're more like you don't know if they're bad guys in a 2000 comedy romp.
Oh, okay.
that
An
makes
M.
like-
Night Shyamalan movie where
Yeah.
it's like the twist is that we're the bad guys, but you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know that yet.
Oh, right.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
see we've just have this stash of secret podcasts where it's just us ripping on everybody. Just be
Yeah.
like, "You believe that fucking asshole.
Yeah, still being overtly racist. Not me though, just Dale.
No. Why do I always get to be the racist?
What? Because you work
I'm
in a
always the
welding
most-
shop. You wouldn't even
that's
get.
true.
They'd promote you. They'd be like, "Hey, this guy's racist. Let's give him more money."
Yeah.
Hilarious. Yeah. I want to say I actually have a topic. I don't just show up empty-handed.
I know
Nice.
you would do the legwork. You would
Yeah.
not show up.
Mhm.
So let's
Yeah.
close this. Let's close this fucking show out strong.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you're having a dinner? Guess who shows up with wine? Yeah. Yeah. Because we're
Pop the
ready.
cork on this bad boy.
Yeah. All right. Goddamn. So, okay. Here's my topic.
Mhm.
Some of you are familiar with wrestling. Some of you are not. Whoever's listening out there, professional wrestling, whether you like it or not, is a huge, huge, huge market. There's billions of dollars at stake. It's amazing. And for the majority of our lifetimes, a company called WWE has been the paramount monopoly-like company of this entire industry. And then the last few years, a company called AEW started, and AEW started rising up from literally nothing and being backed by a guy who has 3 times the net worth of Vince McMahon, who owns WWE,
Oh, really? Who's backing AEW?
Tony Khan. So
Oh, okay.
his the reason I bring that up is because now there's a viable contender out there, but it really has a lot of people actually questioning some of the current business practices of WWE. Now, here's my outrage. So they signed a 10-year deal with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to
Who
put
did,
on shows.
WWE?
Yeah, WWE.
Yeah.
To put on shows there twice a year. And each show is a guaranteed payout of $50 million. We're talking about a company that, since they've been public in the late 90s, this company has only been like maybe over 100 million a couple times in its entire, even at its height with like Stone Cold and stuff, and it's like it's been so. This is like an immediate huge windfall for the company. The trade-off though is that they're using this like normalcy of wrestling to really make the really egregious human rights violations of Saudi Arabia to just kind of go away, and they don't seem to really worry about it. They don't seem to have any qualms with taking essentially blood money, and they actually have a pay-per-view called Money in the Bank, which I call Blood Money in the Bank. And I just have I take a lot of umbrage, gentlemen, with this particular situation, because I understand that they're beholden to the shareholders and they have to be able to come up with new ways of making money all the time. I understand, but at what cost? At what cost? In fact, their first event took place shortly after, I might be butchering his name, but Khashoggi, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
When he was brutally murdered, I think a week later they did their first show, and it was just like no one had anything to say.
Read the room.
Yeah.
So it's basically like how NBA is with China.
Yeah, that's exactly a
Chasing the
perfect
money.
comparison. Yeah.
Do they allow women to take part in these events? Because I'm thinking in Saudi Arabia,
that's a good question. Actually,
that's not necessarily.
Okay, so actually, this most recent event actually was heralded as being like, oh, they're actually allowing them to be on the billboards. This is amazing. Oh, incredible! Like the normalcy that they're trying to pass off through the spectacle that is wrestling is that they're trying to make it seem so normal that, oh, look at, we're allowing 2 women to compete. That's our gift.
Yeah.
We're allowing that. It's like, what do you mean you're allowing that? Like, that's so, I don't know. It feels very like, how do you do that and then take a flight back to America, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh yeah, game on, because women can do what they want here, no problem. Like what?
Yeah.
Come on. It just seems very strange to me.
Well, it's like, and we see that with the NBA too, right? It's like they know which side their fucking bread is buttered on, and it's the side that makes them money and keeps them gainfully employed, and potentially makes them more money. And like, the Arab world and China are both like giant markets, like untapped, and you're like, you keep your mouth shut, you don't talk about human rights violations, you don't use your platform to discuss any of this shit, you just perform and you collect a paycheck, and that's it.
It's like John Cena knows Mandarin, because when WWE was making its push into China, Vince McMahon was like, pulled Cena aside and was like, you should learn Mandarin. So when John Cena, before, what was it, Suicide Squad, accidentally called Taiwan a country, he made all these like,
and then he had to walk it back, right?
Yeah, he made all these,
wow.
he made all these like videos saying how sorry he was, speaking like Mandarin.
Perfect, by the way.
To
like,
send over. Yeah.
Like
I've heard
perfect Mandarin.
I wouldn't know personally, but it's kind of like the same thing. So it's like, I guess,
John Cena's married to like just some normie from Vancouver.
Oh, really?
His wife is like she's a product manager at some like tech company in Vancouver.
Oh,
and they met in like a restaurant in Vancouver or a bar, and now they're married. And it just gives me hope that someday, like Brock Lesnar or something will discover me.
I could have been, you'd have to go to Alberta to meet Brock Lesnar.
Fine.
But you mean I could have just been in a restaurant and then I'd be married to John Cena?
Yeah.
And missed my chance?
I have to bring this up.
Yeah.
The first time I had Derek on Intergalactic Interviews, Pokemon Go had just came out or something. and I said, I don't know how I tied this in, but I was like, what if you had to go find the rarest Pokemon? And you're like, okay. And this is like a new phenomenon. Everyone just is talking about it. So I was like, what if you had to do it? And it was in Brock Lesnar's backyard. So somehow Brock Lesnar gets brought up again.
It's come full circle.
Nice.
It's like, what? Like, it's hilarious. Yeah.
6 degrees of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
I think just to wrap up my point with that stupid thing, just because time is a factor here. You guys have been crushing it for a good
You're our last
here.
guest. If you want to go a couple minutes, we did shrift you a couple minutes at the beginning, so we can give you 3 minutes late.
Oh, it's I've been shrifted before in this industry.
Is that the right word? I feel like that's a Dale made up word. Before we drop the subject though, I want to talk about AEW because I'm an old wrestling fan. I grew up with it. I used to watch it like in my living room with my dad and stuff. And I keep seeing AEW, but I've never like gone and searched out the product. Like, is this another Total Impact like TNA, or is this like legit the real deal and I should put like emotionally invest my time in it?
So since its inception, since like even before it became an actual league, when they actually just did it as a one night pay-per-view thing, I've been on board with this because the players involved, the athletes involved and performers, like just in total talent roster is a million times more interesting and like the long form storytelling is there, which does not exist in current WWE product. And most importantly, it's not made for kids. Like it's made for, it's not made to sell action figures. The action figures they sell are to like our age guys that are just like, oh, I gotta have Kenny Omega or something like that, you know?
Okay.
So it's dope. It's like, I've gotten more people into AEW in the last 2 years than I can count. It's super easy. Yeah, it's dope. I've been kind of sucked into the wrestling world in a lot of ways. Like even more recently, I can't say too much about this, but be doing lots of work in the wrestling field this year.
Nice.
Stay tuned for more news on that.
Yeah. I can't say too much right now. But
are you doing entrance themes, Jayme?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
you can't say too much about it, Dale. Give the.
Can you do entrance themes for me?
I'm just saying this. The things are pretty rad, and they may or may not fall in line with certain ideas. But that's but yeah, things are dope. It's things are pretty cool, and I think if you were looking to get into something like that, I would recommend AEW 100%.
Okay.
100%. Yeah.
So here, I'm going to just give you, because I don't know the wrestlers from AEW, and it's not like, is there a lot of crossover like ex-WWE wrestlers in AEW?
Only recently in the last like 4 months have they signed like any like name. That's what I'm saying is that's how quality the product is like with essentially no known talent, the stateside anyway, like that they just
no
have
name recognition.
Yeah, they pushed through and broke through without it, and then they attracted like CM Punk, Bryan Danielson. They had Moxley from the beginning, they had Jericho from the beginning, like that those names helped push it forward. But there was, it's certainly been handed off to the youngest generation from the beginning. Like that makes sense.
My question is this: I'm the big strong guy like Cena, Lesnar, Kevin Nash. Those are my favorite wrestlers. Who in AEW should I be checking out to see like the big bruisers?
Oh man, there's some really good. Okay, like there's a couple guys I'd pick. There's a guy right now named Wardlow.
Wardlow?
Yeah, Wardlow. He does this. Right, he does a powerbomb symphony. So
you had me at powerbomb. Fuck, I love me a powerbomb.
So he powerbombs the crowd until the crowd basically stops asking him to. Like he does it. He's powerbombing the guy, like his opponent, over and over again. The crowd is like 5, 6, like they count it every time.
Nice.
It's wild. Yeah, you might like him. There's another guy.
Dude, this guy's jacked. He looks like if Brendan Fraser was a wrestler. Wardlow. I'm heavier than him. That's depressing.
Why? You can be a wrestler, homie.
Yeah, he's 267. That's pretty good. Was
AEW where I saw it was like this luchador type guy like snapped his arm going through a table.
Oh, that was so gross.
Yeah, so you're talking about Ray Phoenix, and he's part of a tag team called the Lucha Brothers. And him and his legitimate brother wrestled together, and as a tag team, he got chokeslammed by Luchasaurus, who actually wrestled out here in Vancouver. I got a chance to meet him.
Luchasaurus? That's such a good name.
Dale's getting into this, man.
Yeah. He was chokeslammed from the apron outside the ring to the floor of the ring, and on the way down, Ray Phoenix's arm got caught behind him, and it just essentially snapped. Or,
it was,
but not a real snap. So then they went to the back, and apparently it didn't break, and it was just a sprain. So it just looked really like
Yeah, it looked like
It
it
looked pretty
ripped the joint.
yeah. So
I saw it.
everything worked out.
Gross.
Worked out.
all right, we're all gonna go check out AEW and
Yeah,
I am for
hopefully
sure.
make some money for MD here.
Yeah, I do want to shout out WrestleCore because they are a new promotion that's starting here in Vancouver, and they're definitely worth checking out. It's run by some great people, and yeah, they're a cool independent promotion, and they're going to be putting on shows quite a bit coming up. So you'll be hearing more about that. Absolutely.
Nice.
Can't wait, man.
Oh, and new Chatterless album on Friday, guys. And
rad. I was just gonna say, I was gonna ask you about that because
new
that
Chatterless.
last one was quite good, sir.
Thank you,
I
Geoff.
really
I
enjoyed
appreciate
it.
that. That's awesome.
You know,
New
because
Chatterless dropping Friday?
Chat. I'm always like, your music's so good.
New Chatterless
Oh.
on Friday. It's called Floors and Ceilings, and it's about actually probably one of the last times we chatted, you guys. We had a chance to talk about things and mental health and how that affects our day to day. And yeah, basically, out of a lot of those types of conversations, I figured out that like, yeah, my emotional range is my new floor, my new ceiling, like what exactly that constitutes, and basically relearning how to live life. Being treated for mental health is just like a wild experience, and seeing how it affects you creatively. That's what I'm doing.
Fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
Dope.
Can't wait to check it out. MD, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being a longtime friend and supporter of the pod.
Congratulations, guys. Honestly,
thanks,
it's
man.
Such an honor. Appreciate it. I really do.
Hope to run into you. I guess I'm gonna have to go lurk around a Costco if I want to see you in person anytime soon. So
yeah, definitely.
Or go to a wrestling event.
Yeah, come check out WrestleCore. And
Dude, how awesome would it be if we go check out WrestleCore and Jayme's just a wrestler?
That's the exciting shit. I mean, if that's happening, I will 100% be there.
Yeah, I can't let you guys be guessing what I'm doing, so I have to like always say no. Yeah,
no, we'll stop guessing.
It's not that.
Yeah, I'm not power bombing anybody.
Appreciate you.
That's good. All right, man.
All right, thanks for showing up. You
Thanks
gotta
for
click the leave button.
All right, I'll do that. Take care, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Have a good day, sir.
Dale.
Oh my God, dude.
We did it. What a
this.
fucking marathon.
Look at this.
What?
Give yourself a pat on the back, Derek. We were only
3
minutes off schedule.
Oh yeah. That whole time we kept it rolling.
We got everybody in.
Not only that,
awesome.
Not only that, we have probably spoken to each other for 400 hours on this podcast. And I just want to say that is a huge accomplishment. I love you, man. There is nobody I haven't talked to my wife that much. And I don't think I ever will. Yeah. I don't think there's another person I could host this podcast with. So thanks.
Yeah, no doubt.
Thanks for you and all you do and the way you show up and the way you
buddy.
Shamelessly suck Joe Rogan's dick day in and day out.
Hey, no problem. I just want to say to you, mainly one of the only reasons I was able to make it through 200 episodes when obviously there's no money incentive is because it's just easy to do with you. Like I love talking to you. We're best friends in real life and in podcast life, I guess. But it's just
definitely
like
a podcast life.
We do this podcast, and every time it's funny because every once in a while I'll get nervous beforehand. I'm like, oh, what are we going to talk about? Are we going to have enough? And then like last week, we just fucking go off on like the bachelor party. And then next thing you know, we're out of time. And it's just like, it's always a good time.
Yeah.
Like if
it's always easy.
Yeah. If it wasn't fun and good, I wouldn't be doing it anymore.
Definitely not for 200 episodes.
I got to say, I love you back. And I'm glad we've had this big, long string. Like a lot of these guest hosts were from when you had your back injury. And I don't want to sell anybody short, but it did feel like it was missing a little.
They ate shit compared to me.
It was missing a little shit behind
the
awkward. Je ne sais quoi.
I watched those episodes and those were more traumatizing to me than my back injury. So it's, But we do love all of our,
Mhm.
you know, our co-hosts who stepped in or our guests who have appeared throughout the years. And most of all, the fucking, what are you laughing about?
When you said you like talking to me, you've talked to me way more than your wife. She posted in the comments, for those reasons, I'm glad that you have Dale the Rooter.
Yeah, it's true. She never has to hear my toxic
And that was
opinion.
the sickest burn.
And most of all, we love and appreciate our listeners, the people who just like show up and listen to Dale and I ramble like idiots every week about and probably make fun of you for the stuff you care about.
Yeah. And if I've hurt your feelings by being offensive in the past, good. Your feelings deserve to be hurt because I'm always right.
Shit. Yeah. Toughen up a little.
Yeah.
So thanks for 200 episodes to everyone involved. Thanks to you, Dale. Thanks to me.
Thank you.
Me.
Yeah.
And until the next 100 episodes,
stay angry.
Oh, you picked up. You picked up on what I was putting down.
After 200, I figured it out.
You picked it up.